Almost. I'm good. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
listening.
All right. All right. So last time, you guys were on a boat.
On a
Okay,
boat,
that's all we need to know. I'm just
a
kidding.
mother
There's a
boat.
couple things that happened. Tor, you talked to your psychopomp friend. He kind of gave you some rather cryptic advice. Maybe just a riddle. You're really not sure, but um, he told you that your road would be different than that of your friends, and to look back to see ahead, whatever that means. Danny, you were snooping, but you were not caught snooping. So were you really snooping? Um, you guys passed
Not
through.
according to Tor.
But there you go. Yeah, checks out. You guys passed through Feltharia, which is a kind of a large cattle and leather working type city there. Captain Brown Grinder had a great time in the city, but the rest of you maybe not. Cyra, that night, as you kind of continued your westward journey, you had some troubled dreams of some creatures on black wings, which, as you woke up, you realized that nobody else was awake, and you couldn't wake anybody else up. Um, though you were able to, thankfully, message your friends to get them to wake up. And you guys were attacked by some strange mist creatures that did a pretty harsh number on you guys, slamming you around the boat and attempting to drown you. Thankfully, you guys had encountered those shadow drakes that you had once so long ago been kind to, and they showed their kindness by well, one of them immediately getting eaten, one of them hitting a railing and almost drowning, and then the other one actually doing some work. So, that's kind of how you had seen them the first time anyway. One of them seemed to be the only competent one. The other two kind of seemed to be a little clumsy. Um, but, oh, yes. Danny got down to dying 1. Azalea got down to dying 3, at which point she used her hero point to not die. Uh, let's see. And then one of the Shadow Drakes did, in fact, kill one of the creatures, and Tor killed the other 2 at the same time. You guys ended up going back to sleep. Everybody is in the sailors and Brine Grinder and Muri. We're mildly confused, but that was about as far as that went. Though thankful that you had saved them from being eaten or drowned. They didn't see any evidence of wrongdoing other than the fact that they were all asleep. So you guys awoke in the morning to a bright sunlight. Excuse me, goddamn.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yes. Cyra, you went sunning for most of the morning. Azalea was, busily reconsidering her life choices. Tor, you did some fishing, just some catch and release. Danny, you went and did some smoking below decks because you're a weirdo. Danny, you ended up rifling through some things and some boxes, found some silks, and you kind of went digging deeper, and you found a small kind of silver hand mirror inlaid with like rubies and emeralds. You kind of looked at it, and it looked like a mirror, and that's about as far as your investigation into it went as you pocketed it. You guys then discussed which city you wanted to get off at, and you decided on Sereno. And so Brine Grinder pulled into port that about midday or so. And as you guys all stepped down off the ship, Danny, you're the only one who kind of turned around to look back, and you saw a bag of money just kind of appear in Captain Brine Grinder's hand, which he quickly kind of just hid away. So it seems that he'd been paid for your transport, as it were, to the city of Sereno. And now it's mid-afternoon. It's a prosperous settlement, and you find yourself surrounded by very welcome sunlight and color. There's some mid-autumn flowers and golden fields of wheat kind of around and on this city. You hear the sound of industry, of people moving up and down the cobbled streets, of children laughing and playing, something that is vastly different than Karthos. It's not as dismal, it's not as stinky. This bright place is fresh water. You can smell some fresh food. You smell all the flowers. Even from here on the wharf, you can see there's a beautiful fountain just kind of out towards what looks like a square towards the north side of the city. And it's got a pheasant statue on top of it. You can see a spacious, kind of an ornate building a few hundred yards south of you, across a large gray stone bridge. Uh, and it seems to be the tallest construction here that isn't one of the 6 silver towers that you recall seeing on your way in. Uh, those towers rise high into the sky above you, um, reminiscent of many windowed stalagmites or like very tall blades coming out of the ground. Uh, Griffins fly between them, and you can see that their sleek eagle visage and uh, powerful feline hindquarters are just quite a sight to behold. Really, they're beautiful and powerful. Most of the homes in the shadows of these towers are made of like mud brick, all roofed with moss and flowers and or some sort of plant life. Anyway, many are sculpted to look like kind of squat trees or wide shrubs. Clearly, some elven influence in this city. And the swirling breeze kind of brings the scent of food, and you feel all your stomachs growl. It's been a long 4 days aboard the Brilliant Barrel, and the bright sunlight and shimmering river bring about a little bit happier thoughts compared to the dismal couple of weeks you've had. Uh, Brine Grinder and Muri have kind of turned to their tasks aboard the ship as you guys kind of step toward or further into the city as you've kind of successfully gotten this far in your journey. Uh, though your mission kind of brings you guys to Sharith, the capital of Sharith Abtissa to the north. This place almost gives you a sense that you need to like slow down and relax and maybe spend some time here. Just maybe just take it easy. Definitely not as busy, not as high energy, not as
Is this the Hot
dangerous.
Springs episode?
um, but you guys kind of have that desire to slow down and smell the roses a little bit. So, what do you guys want to do? You're on the wharf. They're offloading the ship right now. Nobody seems to have like stopped you or come up to you to either bother you or ask you anything. So you guys are kind of ashore with all of your things.
Too nice. I don't trust it.
Somebody make a choice.
I think they're just plants. We can just go, right? Do we want to rent a wagon? I guess we'd have to buy it and then resell it, but what time of day is it? I'm so sorry.
It's like mid-afternoon now.
Okay. Well, we can find a place to stay the night. See about maybe a wagon so we don't have to walk the whole way.
Yeah, maybe we can find out how long it'll take with and without the wagon.
We're on the north side of the river, right?
Yeah, you are on the north side of the river at the moment. So, but there are 2 bridges that kind of span the distance between the two. So if you were to require to go to the south side of the river, then you could just take one of the bridges. It's not a big deal.
Mhm.
Okay.
So we find an inn.
Sure.
Okay. Does anybody want
we
to
see-
ask around? Do you just want to just look around to see what's nearby?
Do we see any people? Like anybody that looks?
There looks to be some like dock workers that actually live here. They weren't on the ship with you anyway. And yeah, there's some people walking about. Most of them kind of wearing relatively bright colors. Just a lot of them with like floral patterns and some embroidery or some tunics or some jerkins that have just kind of flower or plant kind of imprints on them. But yeah, there's plenty of people around here to talk to.
Elves or others?
There are elves, humans, half elves. You see some Undine. It's kind of a smattering of people, but the majority seems to be human, elf, half elf, and Undine.
Very tall, then.
Yeah. It's a tall city for you anyway, and for Danny. It's very thoroughly average for the other 2.
Do I see anything that looks like a visitor, like a tourist district, or any place where I think inns are.
So as you kind of like walk up off the wharf, and you end up on these like really, really wide cobble streets. This city was definitely built a long time ago, but it was built to be spacious. And there's a lot of room compared to Carthos. Carthos was very, they had a couple of wide avenues, but for the most part, it was really tight alleyways. Here, the roads and avenues are quite wide. You could have 4 or 5 carts here without issue. But most of the area is like foot traffic, and as you're kind of looking around here, you are not like an obvious like tourist area, but it appears that this is like the riverfront area. And yeah, it appears that there's probably a couple of inns here, and things for sailors, like kind of off the immediate riverbanks.
Which one has the prettiest plants on top?
Okay. Let me see. As
That is what
you
will care about.
look around, you are so thoroughly taken in by the beauty of all of it.
I critically failed my.
All of them appear to be very beautiful, and some of them appear to be inns. But honestly, it's too damn pretty to really like worry about which one has more. And you kind of spiral into a little bit of a crisis of like, well, which flower do I like more? Do I like roses more? Do I like lilies more? Do I like sunflowers more? Do I like? And you, it's hard to tell which one is. It's hard to tell which one's the most beautiful, really.
Don't lie. She likes dandelions the most. Which isn't even a flower.
But you can make tea out of it. It is a flower.
And you can make salad out of it
The
too.
weed.
Weeds are things that grow where they're not wanted, which means it has variable definitions. If I want dandelions, I get dandelions.
But do the
It's a
people that
flower.
live here want dandelions?
There are, in fact,
Not a weed to me. Not a weed to me. Besides, you can make wine out of them, and you can make tea out of them, and you can eat them. You think these people who love plants don't know and appreciate that?
Tor,
I think so.
as you're looking around, Paddington needs some attention, so I'm playing with him a little bit.
Yes.
But
Ooh,
Tor,
Paddington.
you look around, you actually see 2 buildings, one on the north shore, one on the south shore, that are like actively cultivating dandelions. That also appear to be probably inns. And you can't read the signs
Hey, guess
outside any
what?
of them, but yeah,
They're
you go.
being actively cultivated. Guess what? They're not.
Just gonna sit here awkwardly. Fine.
It's gonna stare you down.
I'm actually looking at the camera, not you, so I have no idea what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
Way to break that fourth wall.
There you go. Yep.
We're role playing here.
Unimmersed.
Not immersed.
Danny, roll a society check for me. You're muted there, my guy.
Or very
Unmute
quiet.
yourself.
Oh, maybe.
Do.
There you go. Yep.
There you go.
29.
Okay.
Nice.
So from your limited experience traveling, Danny, if these 2 places are in fact inns, which they appear to be, they're probably the cheapest you'll find here in town. You expect that there's probably some more high-end places, maybe closer to the towers, maybe. Which the towers are there's 3 on the north side and 3 on the south side, so there's probably some over there. But you at least figure one of these 2 should be fairly cheap, if that's what you wanted. But you could in a city this even though it's spacious, it doesn't look like it has a lot of people. It's probably not terribly expensive to go to the other inns either. So you have some options.
So that place, the place, the flowers. I mean, I don't know. These places are on the dock. That's cheap and kind of crappy. I think we should go into town, closer to the city square. Maybe find.
We could blend
find a
in
nice
here.
place.
They may think
Well, I
we're
mean-
just part of the sailors.
I
Then we
don't
don't
think
have
I'm-
to worry about the monster hunters.
I mean, is that more of a Sharith Abtissa problem, or should I be scared here?
I don't know. You
I
tell me.
I thought
You're
Brian
the
Grinder
goblin.
said here would be okay.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Did I No, that was a genuine question. Did I misunderstand his words?
Yeah, he said that you'd be relatively okay here. Most people here are not necessarily for the war, as it were. Oh, they're not really religious zealots, but yeah. You expect the further north you go, then it might become more of a problem.
Oh, I did misremember then. It was Persico where was Persico less safe?
Yeah, Persico's also less safe.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, my brain just.
So
I've had
you know
some
you
sips
would
of coffee,
you'd
not
want to
many.
take you'd want to be still cautious. You would expect there to be inquisitors around here, but at the moment you don't see anybody in Zvas's livery or anything like that. So seems to be okay
I
at the
don't
moment.
have any. I don't have any disguise skills. I can't disguise him. I'm sorry.
Well, actually, you guys are right. Maybe we do just stay down here. We're just stopping here for the day, right? We're not like staying and doing stuff, are we?
That's what I thought. Maybe we see if we can get a wagon. We can. I mean, we'll not no such thing as renting if we're not coming back, but we could probably sell it once we got there.
Wagon's infinitely useful until we depart this plane.
Weirdly ominous way of putting it,
I
but
thought
yes.
I thought you meant die. That was
I also, yep, it took some time.
Well, and unless I'm confused, we are planning to go to hell.
You are correct. Just it's a weirdly ominous way of saying it.
this could have put going to hell in better context. That's all I'm saying.
Or it's been real direct, and it would have been funny.
I don't know. I think this is pretty funny.
He enjoys our confusion. Got it.
Mm.
Sorry. Soft, quiet, dissatisfied.
I'm just gonna
noise
start
from Azalea.
marching toward that inn that's on our side of the river.
Okay.
I'll follow.
I'm gonna
And
hold.
then,
I'm gonna try to hold Azalea's hand while we walk because I'm real little.
I'll just you could use the cape.
This is acceptable. This is acceptable.
Is this the place? Are we going to the place with dandelions?
Are we?
One of them. That seems to be the closest one. Oh no! Discord.
Hi, Felicia.
Fucking Discord.
Okay, bye.
Why are we like this? Why are we like
Good
this?
game, guys.
Yeah, good game. Everybody go home.
We are home.
Hey, there you go.
Jinx.
See? You're welcome. I don't know why my Discord did that, but yes, you seem to be heading
That's
toward.
how it picks a new DM.
Apparently, yeah.
Oh no.
It's by remaining whoever's in the top left corner.
Okay, it's not me. That's fine.
Luckily, it's Dragon, and he has some experience.
Yes.
True.
Yes. It's like, please
Yeah,
don't make me do
but all my stuff is it's a silly place.
As we
Nice.
would
It's just a
expect.
silly place.
I
Just a
just, I
silly
don't
place.
know. Like you make it sound bad.
It's
that
more
sounds
like-
great.
Pink Floyd on LSD. It's a silly place.
That's it.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
But yes,
a lot. Never mind.
it's only a model.
Silly place. How do you remember all the quotes? I love it.
I've watched this movie just a few times.
I'm alive.
Couple.
It's only a model. Oh yeah, perfect. Anyway,
And that's how we know the world to be banana shaped. So, yes, you guys are heading toward
We
one of the
approach.
inns that has some dandelions on top of it. That seems to be the closest one on this side of the river. And as you approach, the sign out front says Shoreline Inn. Kind of obvious. Yes, it is on the shoreline.
Very
So, you actually see that it's got its own little dock onto the river, and there's a couple of small boats, and it looks like there's a couple of extra spots there. And you see there's a couple of fishermen actively offloading crates of fish. Some of them are bringing it up. It looks like there's a trap door underneath, as it's kind of partially built over a sharp bank. So it's on stilts on one part, and then so you guys go on the street side. There's a doorway there. You can see that there's a kind of a walkway porch deck thing, kind of going around the outside of it. And as you step into the Shoreline Inn, it's a very dark inn. It's maybe 2 stories tall, so it doesn't have a lot of rooms. There's not a lot of light in here. And you can see that there is a hearth going with, there's a bright crackling fire. Smells like they're roasting something. Not on the hearth, though, probably in the kitchen. You can hear what sounds like the sizzling of something maybe frying as you come in. And there's a a stairwell kind of in the back right. There's some tables and chairs, a couple of booths, and then there's a long bar kind of along the left side with the only window in this room, letting in a little bit of light. And behind the counter, you see there's a very dark-skinned woman. She's got her cornrows are kind of tied into a bun at the back of her head. She's got this very bright, like sunflower yellow shirt, beige pants. She's kind of wearing a big leather apron. And there's not really too many other people in here. But all of you notice that, yeah, sure, there's a couple of sailors who are kind of already midday drunk. But they're kind of at the bar minding. They're not, like, bothering anybody. You guys kind of come in, and by the hearth, you actually see what appears to be a large, almost like a fur rug. Maybe, like, 7 or 8 feet long, like 3 or 4 feet wide, kind of splayed out. And it takes a minute, because it looks like a rug. And Tori, you're pretty well convinced it's a rug. But the other three actually realize it's not a rug, it's just a very flat animal. It's laid out, and it looks like its bones almost like collapsed, and you can see it's breathing.
Is it a really large hamster?
It's taken
Exploded.
some time. If you guys want to do a nature check,
Yes.
you can.
Is it a
By
liquid
that
cat?
I mean bardic lore.
It's
No,
an abnormally large hamster.
you're not recalling
I bet-
information. So it's just you're trying to identify what that is. So
The good
I'm
news
gonna
is
go
I
grab
still
my
rolled a
burrito real
17.
quick.
okay.
All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom while he's gone.
Oh my God.
Oh, hey. So I rolled 6. It's a flat bear.
It's a flat bear. Yes.
I rolled a 17, and so my total is 18. I hope I can identify this thing.
Yes. Okay. Well,
I'm so jealous of your burrito. Oh, he can't hear me. Okay, there we go. I'm so jealous of your burrito. I'm not even hungry, and I'm jealous of your burrito.
I have retrieved the package.
you have retrieved the package.
The eagle has landed.
It is not an eagle. You have figured that out with your nature powers. It is not an
Is
eagle.
it a rock?
It is not a rock, nor is it a rock.
There's a dandelion.
No, you see this creature, and it's got a very very sharp claws on all of its limbs, and it's got
It's a drop bear.
not a very not a very long snout, but it's kind of like got a gray and black pattern, mostly gray now, to its fur. This is like an extraordinarily large wolverine, and it is just like
What do I search? I want to see a picture of it. Is it called a wolverine?
yeah, it's just a wolverine.
Pathfinder. Oh, I
No,
actually have
you don't even have to do that. It
They're
is
real. They exist.
Yeah, it's straight just a wolverine.
Fine.
It is a regular old wolverine, just very large. That's all. It's not a giant wolverine. It's just a very old wolverine.
It's large.
It is
Very pleased by
large.
this.
Yes. He would be
Pleased by this.
very upset with you if you looked like animals that he could eat, and then he would like, eat you because Wolverines are super aggressive. But Wolverines are fun. But yes, you also hear that there's somebody in the back, in what looks like the kitchen. You can hear them cooking, and it smells really good. It smells like something's roasting. You smell like maybe something's frying in there. But yeah, like I said, it's quite dark in here. There's a couple of sailors. Mostly there's 2 Undines and a human, and they're just kind of all men, and they're all already fairly drunk. They're already past like the rowdy stage of drunk and getting towards tired drunk. They've probably been here all day. But yeah, anything you guys want to do?
Back.
What time of day is it?
At this point,
afternoon.
like yeah, 3-ish, 3:30 in the afternoon.
I say we secure our maybe our night stay here, and then go see about transportation. We wanted mules or mule and cart or something like that. We should probably figure that out after we rent our rooms.
Hmm.
Sounds like a good idea, Danny. You want to go sweet talk the innkeep?
Oh, okay.
Would you like someone to from the
I'm,
boss?
I'm gonna run to the bar.
Okay.
I'm interested in the Wolverine. I'm slowly creeping closer.
You should
'cause
pet
this
it.
is cool to me.
Okay.
I'm gonna see what it thinks about me getting closer. I'm not gonna move fast.
So,
This thing is probably bigger than I am.
yeah. So, Danny, you
By
head
a
over
lot.
to the woman behind the bar, and Cyra, you head towards the Wolverine in front of the fireplace slowly.
My goal, I want to get as close as I can, and I want to like lay down on the floor with my face looking at its face. I want to see how close it lets me get as I try to do this.
Tor, what are you doing?
There, are you trying to kiss that rug?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Weirdo.
Azalea, what are you trying to do?
Look like I'm not with these people.
Okay.
Fat pants.
Yeah. No, you all walked in together. It's not happening.
Damn it.
So
I mean,
You're
I'm
trying
not
that
on
one?
the floor yet. I am right currently. I'm just slowly
Hmm.
approaching.
so
I thought you said you'd gotten eye level with it.
That's my goal. That's my goal. I
Oh.
want to see how close it lets me get before it looks upset.
So Sarah, you very
I intend
cautiously approach, and you get down pretty close to this Wolverine on the floor, and the sailors that are all at the bar have turned around, are looking over Danny's head, and are staring at you. Very clearly drunk, and they're kind of holding on to each other, like to make sure they don't fall off the bar stools. They're not saying a word; they're just like staring. And Danny, you get up to the counter, and the woman behind the counter, she's like, she's kind of turned away for a moment, putting some glasses back up on the shelving behind her.
I'll stick my hand in like the front of my leather jerkin thing and say, "Excuse me, my lady."
Roll a society
Trying
check. You make an impression, good sir.
Make an impression.
Hey, there we go.
That's what we like about Danny.
28, 29, 30, 32.
Yeah, so you come up, and you kind of clear your throat, and she turns around, and her eyes kind of search around, and you realize that as you kind of are looking at her, her right eye is brown, but her left eye is this milky white color, and you can see that there's some scarring kind of around her eye, and she like kind of looks around, and she sees you, she spots you. She doesn't say anything as she kind of takes a second.
I'll clear my throat. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm actually sick. My retinue and I require lodging for the night, and we would also like to acquire how would you say a mule and cart? Regardless, we're traveling, and wonder if you could help us out.
She smiles, very bright, very clearly maybe in her mid 40s, early 50s, somewhere in there. She looks like she's kind of had a little bit of a rough life, but is very clearly still full of life. And she says, "Oh, absolutely. I will do what I can to house you and your retinue. That'll be 2 copper pieces a night per person, please. Will you all be staying in separate rooms?"
Yes, of course. Here, take a little extra, and I'll slide her a silver piece. That should give her a little extra.
Oh, yeah, it's a yep. So she takes it, and she just doesn't really say anything. She just kind of nods, and then she takes notice of the kobold heading over to the Wolverine. She says, "Oh, dear, be just slow when you approach Honey. Yes, Honey, be a dear and let her pet you. She means no harm." And the Wolverine, who is kind of appeared to be sleeping, is certainly not asleep, and it kind of rolls slightly onto its side. And you realize that this animal's very old.
It takes everything in me not to like lose my shit in excitement, and I'm gonna move real slowly and start scratching its belly.
Yeah, it's got very, very thick, very coarse fur, and then you get underneath the kind of outer coat, and it's a very soft inner coat. And oh yeah, it's like you like lose your arm in this thing's fur. Like it's got a lot of fur. But even with this, and even how much like of a deflated balloon it looks like, you can feel that there's some really intense muscle in there. And yeah, it just kind of lets you pet it. It doesn't really react in any sort of way. But you do notice that its eyes kind of like start to droop a little bit. It's kind of warming by the fire. At this point, the woman behind the counter, she takes out 4 separate keys, kind of puts them in front of Danny.
Ah, thank you. And I'll grab them.
All of the sailors at the bar kind of like breathe a sigh of relief, realizing that maybe a little bit of disappointment, realizing that they weren't going to get some entertainment, but also there was a little bit of, man, she's going to get eaten. Ooh, she's going to get eaten. Like they turn back to the bar and go back to their drinks. Yeah. So Danny, you pick up all the keys. Go ahead.
And where might we find perhaps a cart and a mule or a horse, whatever?
Well, let me
Even a
see.
goat would work.
Even a goat.
We're a little big for a single goat.
Yes, of course. I suppose you could go over to the general goods store, just a little bit north from here. And she just kind of like gestures, like it's not very helpful, but.
And might I ask one more piece of information, I suppose? Is there anything going on in town that travelers like us should be aware of, or is there any celebrations or bad things afoot?
Well, nothing particularly bad afoot around here. Everything's going quite well. We are just a very quiet city. I would recommend avoiding the Aries. The Griffins this time of year can get a bit touchy. But there is the excuse me. There is the Scola Medicinae, just on the south bank. Perhaps you could go there if you wish to learn more about medicines and alchemy and whatnot. There are no, I'm afraid, celebrations. We really have not had the time, really, or money. Though this whole war thing is going on, it's kind of kept most people busy, especially the Griffin raisers, or the breeders, as it were. They are very busy nowadays.
Ah, thank you. I will definitely avoid griffins. Yep, they could pick me up.
You are a tasty morsel size, yes.
I wish she'd left it at tasty morsel.
Not quite.
I'll go back. Thank you, ma'am. And then I'll take the keys and give each of us a key.
Very well.
Thanks, Danny.
Cool.
And as you kind of do that, you hear the kind of the sound of sizzling on a skillet get a little bit louder, as someone emerges from the kitchen. And Danny and Cyra, you guys are too short to see who comes out of the kitchen because the bar is in the way. But Azalea and Tor, you guys see an Undine woman. And she's kind of got this very light blue skin and long white hair, but it's kind of covered by this like a headscarf pattern into these very warm kind of reds and oranges and yellows, very kind of jagged, zigzaggy colors. And she's got a very simple leather apron on. It matches the other woman's, but over like a red dress with a white flower pattern. Many different kinds of white flowers. You have like lilies and white roses and a bunch of other things. But you see that she's got a kind of a skillet, but she's not holding it. And there's a Tor and Azalea. You see that there's kind of a weird, kind of a purplish energy, kind of like not necessarily emanating from her, but kind of around her. And she's actually in a like a wheelchair, and it's like a magical wheelchair, and she's kind of driving it with one hand, and it's got like a tray kind of attached to the right arm, and the skillet is kind of there on this tray that's attached to her chair, and she like rolls it kind of around the side, and she's kind of hands this big platter of looks like some fish over to one of the guys, and you see some fried, probably fish, over to the next guy. The third guy just gets appears to be just like some raw sushi type fish. So yeah, lots of fish in this establishment. Weird, but yes, she's doesn't really say anything. She smiles and she nods, and she also appears to be kind of in her maybe early 50s. Um, Certainly not frail, but definitely a well-lived life. And she kind of hands these food out, and she smiles, and then she kind of drives her magical wheelchair back into the kitchen. But you see, now that you've really your eyes have kind of adjusted into this whole place. This whole place has a nautical sea theme. Even it's built on a river, sure, but like a lot of the carvings on the bar are like nautilus shells and other stylized like clams and oysters and pearls and seaweed and even the Undine woman's wheelchair. You can see the back of it is almost like the that painting of Venus. It's like the big shell. And her wheels have like spokes of it almost like made to look like kelp maybe, but yeah, it is like fish and stuff like that kind of on the walls, and seahorses and other like monsters just kind of carved into the wood. Now that your eyes have really adjusted, you can get a better look at this place. She kind of disappears back into the kitchen.
Danny, was food included with the stay?
No. I mean, go outside and eat some dandelions, maybe. But I mean, maybe we can ask her. I gave her extra copper, so.
I was just thinking we could buy food if it's not already included. We do have the money for that.
Yeah, but there's flowers outside. I'm sure you could just eat them.
She's the woman behind the counter is overhearing this conversation. She says, we use those in our salads, my friend. We can, of course, you can buy some food and ale for a copper piece. Nice, simple fare. But yes,
We
a
could eat
copper
the
piece each,
competition's
please.
dandelions.
Yeah, I suppose you could go over to the rookery and do that, but Bachrock and us are on good terms. Please don't do that.
Fine.
Bachrock can be a bit silly, and I do appreciate that you came to the Shoreline Inn, but we're not. It's very friendly competition.
Danny, do you want to pay her for dinner?
I paid for the rooms.
Thought
Oh,
you were
I'm sorry.
keeping
I'm
the
sorry.
extra
Hold on.
money.
Oh, you are my retinue. You're right. You're right. Hold on. Let me buy your meals. I owe it to you.
Thank you.
No,
Our
go-
generous
yeah.
provider.
I'm gonna lean down to Cyra and I'd be like, what did he fucking call us?
Retina? His eyeballs or something?
I'm assuming
her-
I know what it. Yeah.
Yeah, retinue.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I
you're
gave her
his host.
4 copper.
His entourage.
Yes,
Oh, I'm aware. I'm just intentionally mangling it.
yes. Yeah, she
Seems
takes
right.
it and she says, "Well, do you want fried, pan-fried, baked? Do you want a salad? What do you all want? I will make whatever we want." Sonia in the back is very good.
Somebody had sushi?
Yes, that is also an option.
Perfect.
Pan-seared fish would be great.
What's the most expensive?
She's on a diet, actually. She could have a salad.
Very well.
I'll take pan-seared.
She kind of heads over to the kitchen, and you hear some just a quiet exchange, and then you hear a as the fish starts getting cooked, and you hear a knife kind of slapping on some wood as it's cutting through some
I
fish.
do have some belladonna, so just be careful when you're eating.
And yeah, so at this rate, you guys are just kind of waiting. Do you guys want to sit at the bar, sit at a table, sit by the fire?
At the table
I
by
don't
the
want
fire
to
or
leave
something.
honey.
Yeah, you sit by Honey, and Tor, you sit by one of the tables, at one of the tables by the fire. Jeez, he sits by, on, and at a table. You can do all of
Quite
those
large.
things.
As long as the table is on top of another table by the fire.
Yep. In proximity to another table. Yes, that you do all of those things. Danny and Azalea, you guys gonna go sit with him?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And it doesn't take terribly long. First comes out a fairly large bowl of greens, lots of greens. Probably too many greens, but
I'm gonna stare pointedly at Danny and I eat the whole thing.
Yes. There is some dandelion in there. There's some looks like spinach.
Spinch?
Spinach. There looks to be some sort of dried fruits in there. You can't really place them. There's some olives. But yeah, it's actually pretty good, even though it's not fish. And then go ahead.
I will take a hunk of my fish and just plop it into her salad.
You don't have it yet.
Yes, the sushi comes by next, quickly followed by the woman named Sonia.
If I did give him belladonna, it wouldn't kill him, right?
How much are you gonna get?
I don't know. Yeah, it really depends on what you're trying to do.
I'm gonna take little bits of my sushi
Etiquette.
and I'm gonna feed them to Honey, because I don't need the full serving and I can't keep it. Like that does not travel well.
Roll a nature check.
God damn it! I wasted my last good one. I rolled a nat one.
Yeah, so like rather than taking the food from your hand as you kind of offer it down to Honey just like inches his head away
Oh.
and away.
Oh, okay.
And just
I
kind
can
of like
take a hint.
yeah, just
Why
like
doesn't he like it? Does he not like fish?
continues to inch away. And Sonia, as she's handing Danny and Tor. Now Cyra and Danny, is the first time you see Sonia as she kind of wheels around the counter. She places the 2 pans there beside you guys. She says, "Well, she can be a bit touchy sometimes. That's okay. She doesn't love everybody. The fact that she even lets you pet her is fine. It's good. Yeah, I'm sorry. But eat what you can, and worst case scenario, we'll give it to her later. She's had some incidents with people before, so she's not terribly trusting of food anyway."
Hmm.
And she
Okay.
nods and drives back into the kitchen. And the other sailors in the bar, as you guys start eating, Danny, you plop some fish into the almost empty bowl that Azalea has. The other sailors kind of just huddling together, start really falling asleep now, and they're kind of out. And then the rest of the inn is quiet, as the woman behind the counter is kind of cleaning it and just kind of taking care of her business, not really minding you guys. Looking up every once in a while to see if you need anything, but is there anything you guys want to do or discuss while you're eating, or just continue on?
Do we even have a plan after this, or it's just sleep here?
Oh, we're gonna get the cart, and then in the morning we're gonna go all the way to Sharith, cause the lady's there, and that's how we're gonna get into hell.
Yep.
Who are you talking to?
Eddington.
Me? I'm not
Oh.
talking to anybody. I'm just listening to you guys.
Oh, you were nodding, and I thought you were looking at.
Oh,
like,
no.
We can see that Marlena
I'm-
is downstairs.
I'm reading. Sorry.
It's your
Paddington
personality.
was over that
Yeah.
shoulder earlier,
True.
like a minute ago.
That is the case. That is true.
And then we go to hell, which probably not too different from our current situation.
Do we want to try to get the cart today or tomorrow?
I'd like to arrange it today if we can.
I think we still have enough daylight left.
Yeah.
So what their business hours are? Do they close at 5 like everywhere else?
I mean, you could ask.
No idea.
We'll go to the general.
Be a
goods
nice
store.
day for a stroll anyway, so even if they are closed, you can enjoy the weather and see where they're at, and then make it easy to come back the next day or tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, you have some options. Where the hell?
So I'm gonna eat, and then I'll let my food kind of settle for 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna be like, all right, guys, I'm ready to go check this this general goods store out. If you guys are,
Let's go.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
take my
Go,
food up
Danny.
to the counter to donate my remains to Honey.
Yep. And the lady takes it. Oh, thank you, dear. That means quite a lot. Just understand it's nothing personal. And she says, Honey, and Honey just like rolls back onto her belly, slowly gets up, kind of with a huff, kind of like just kind of plops over. This is like there are wolverines in the mountains, and like through your travels, Cyra, you've seen wolverines. Azalea, you have like never seen a wolverine before, other than like a stuffed one. Danny, you've seen one or two, maybe, like at a distance. And Tor, you've been around long enough
Meet a family member.
to see them.
Something like that.
But like, this one is monstrous, even for regular like Wolverines. This is a big fucking Wolverine. And it easily dwarfs both Cyra and Danny, and could probably.
That's a weird
both of
looking
them.
dog.
Danny, you should get your own Wolverine and write it.
Oh my god. I need this.
Not my style. Nope.
Darn, it'd be cool. And then we get you like a hat or something.
And like mammals, predator mammals, mustelids specifically, this size do not bother you, Cyra, as many of the kobold clans and dens really that you've been around and that you've seen will use giant weasels as mounts, as like patrol mounts. So this is like kind of normal to you. It's just strange to see one this far out and not surrounded by kobolds. So you guys kind of head out the door and out onto the street, and it's closer now to 4:30, 5 o'clock, as the sun is getting lower on the in the sky, and yeah, she kind of pointed north. Could probably look around for it. Somebody can roll a society check for me to
Are there
not
any
get lost.
signs or anything?
There are some, but
I will roll society.
Mostly there's one that seems to be pointing to the different districts. One pointing north it just says northbounds. There's one pointing south, which surprisingly enough says southbounds.
Southbound.
Um,
Well, I
I'm
rolled a
shocked.
19.
okay, you guys are in what appears to be the riverfront, and then one's kind of pointing like west-ish. It says the Tower District. So yes, Cyra, you're able to confidently lead your people north, following the many signs that are here. Though many of them are in Elven, there's many in Common, and you do pass quite a few elves. There are many, many half-elves here, many humans. Like I said, there's a couple of Undine kind of wandering about, but you guys are mostly conspicuous with your surprising makeup of people.
Still the strangest group of people. Yeah.
Yeah, people look at you, but like they don't look at you suspiciously. They're like, "Huh, okay," and just kind of keep walking. Like, "Huh, that's interesting. Don't see that every day."
We've made it.
Yep. But it doesn't take you long, maybe an hour or so, to really find, after kind of maybe asking a couple of questions here and there, Sereno General Goods. And you see that there's an older man out front. He's cleaning the windows, actually. But he seems to be the only one here. There's like nobody obviously inside, but the door's open. There's like two shop windows. Looks like maybe there's an apartment above the shop. And it's that kind of same mud brick construction. And you see that there's a... Go ahead.
Is he able to easily clean the windows?
You see that it looks like he can't really reach the very topmost bit.
Go up to him and be like, here, let me help you. And I'll take the rag and I'll clean windows for him.
And you realize he's probably in his
My friends need some stuff.
70s or 80s.
I'll clean these for you.
He looks up at you, and he's got a slight hunch to him, and he like does his hardest to straighten up, which is not very much. And you can see that he was kind of like leaning almost like on the window as he was cleaning, and he grabs a cane that was kind of leaning up against the wall, and he grabs it. And, oh, that's so kind of you. Yes, what and he like takes all of you in, and he like takes his.
I'll stay outside and I'll keep cleaning the windows.
He's wearing like really small like spectacles. He takes them off and he like uses his. He's kind of wearing this like kind of a dull brown shirt. And he kind of wipes his. Oh, what can I do for you? You're an interesting group. Haven't seen many of your sorts in these parts for some time. What can I get for you? And he kind of hobbles inside, kind of like, come on, come inside. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm just really happy to have some customers this late in the evening. Most people like to go to bed when the sun goes down or start drinking. I used to drink all the time, you understand. I've had some many parties in my day. And as he kind of wanders behind the counter and uses kind of just shit, just equipment. That's maybe not the best equipment on the market. Covering the walls, and there's a lot of secondhand stuff. And he gets behind the counter and he like sits on a stool and he puts his cane up on the counter and says, "Back in my day, we used to have adventurers like you all the time. It was such a wondrous thing. But I see that none of you are part of the guild. Just freelancers. Freelancers are important to keep the market steady. Yes, of course. I'm really glad to have you here in my shop. You understand, the last time I had adventurers in here was maybe, like 3-4 weeks ago, I think. I don't even think they were part of the guild either. I don't really know what's happened to adventuring nowadays." And he just keeps going.
You guys are welcome.
Tor, you finish cleaning the windows. Like, this dude's still talking. Back when I was born, back in 4E4. It was some time ago, and I understand that I'm old for a person, but look, I've had a lifetime of experience that some elves cannot get until they're 500 years old. But here I am, taking care of business, and taking care of fine adventuring folk like you, and I'm just glad to have your business. So, what can I get for you?
We're looking for a cart and maybe a mule to pull it.
Oh, carts! Yes, of course. They're not built the same way today as they used to be. Lots of just poor craftsmanship and shoddy wood and just really poor iron. Lots of all the steel and iron is going to the war effort, you understand. It's a terribly long war.
That's not what you'll be selling us.
He looks at you, kind of taken aback, and he goes, "Right you are, young lady. You've clearly thrown him off," and he he gets up and he's not used to people interrupting him, and he gets up and he "Oh, follow me," and there's like a back door, and he kind of opens the back door and he holds it open for all of you. And he says, I have a couple of options here. I have a cart that would be, I think, comfortable for all of you. It's not covered, though, I'm afraid. It's just got four nice large wheels. Not covered, but I can sell it to you for 2 gold pieces. And I have this other option. It's a covered wagon, a little bit large for just the 4 of you, I suppose. But it's got 6 wheels. You'll probably need something larger than just a mule to pull it, but it'll be about 5 gold pieces. And then, well, I have something that I could get repaired for you in a day or two. It's the same size as this first one. It could comfortably fit all of you, but well, the axle broke, I'm afraid. I need a new axle, and it's allegedly going to be fixed tomorrow. As you know, help these days. But we do what we can, and that one I can also sell to you for 2 gold. It will have a cover on it, and he kind of points over to it. And it's got the frame for a cover, but you can see that there's there's like some stables back here as well. And there's a woman kind of sitting in an empty stall, and there's what appears to be the cart cover kind of spread out, hanging, and you can see that she's sewing a patch into it. She's got this kind of very white curly hair that kind of sits on top of her head, and she's also kind of stooped, but she's sitting on like a stool, just kind of working. She doesn't say anything. She is kind of in her own world, it appears. So if you're willing to wait a day or two, we could get you the smaller covered cart, and we wouldn't have to have more than just 1 animal to pull it. But if you wanted the large covered cart, you'd have to get 2 animals. or you can get the small uncovered one. But I mean, who wants to travel uncovered nowadays, especially when it gets this cold? I mean, the wind really bites through the bones, and I could feel it. My knees. I'm telling you, there's got to be a storm coming in the next couple of days. It's gonna be a doozy, I think. It's gonna be a big one. I mean, this last one wasn't great, but you know, you gotta understand the bones don't lie.
It sounds pretty nice, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah, we gotta wait.
Will with the big one, could we put our bedrolls in it? And so I want to like come up around the wagon. Does it look like we could lay out at least 2 big bedrolls at a time? What's the actual space?
Yeah, you could probably fit like two tall people bedrolls, and then like so it's like, you know, 2 here,
people.
and then you could get a short person like laying one way and the laying the other way. So you could probably fit all 4 of you in at the same time. Kind of
What would
laid out.
what would 2 large animals cost to pull this?
Oh well, we have some horses here, some draft horses that you could purchase, but you gotta understand they're a little bit more expensive than the carts themselves. They're very well bred animals. We have these 2 large ones here. They're brothers. They're well, maybe not the nicest of animals, and you can see that there's very 2 large like Clydesdale type horses, like all black fur, black hair. I guess it's hair. And you know, they seem like normal workhorses to you.
Why would it be hair? Why is it
I don't know.
fur?
I don't know. I don't really.
They have manes.
Yeah, I guess.
But-
Yeah, I've never really had to describe like horse hair, fur. I'm just like, is it hair? Is it fur? Because like some dogs have hair rather than fur, so I'm like,
Yeah, they're like shedding ones, but not
I
shedding
guess.
ones.
Either way, these horses are both
yeah, we've
both
digressed,
black.
sorry.
No, it's fine. Their coats.
This is a made-up world. They can have whatever the hell
That's
they
right.
want.
They have hairy fur. They have furry
Yes.
hair. No, their coats are black.
I have furry hair.
Black coats.
It's very difficult to tell them apart. They look almost exactly the same. They look very well taken care of. They kind of look at you, kind of.
Horses
You would
have
al-
hair, not fur.
There we go.
Why?
Because it's
Because
all
of
of it?
the definition of fur and how it grows.
Are we talking their manes as well, or what's
Yeah,
on their
no,
bodies?
their
Like
if
manes.
everything is hair.
Anybody who has a horse will never call it fur. It's gonna be coat or hair.
Fascinating.
So their coats
Like
are
a
black,
horse hairbrush.
and you would think that, you know, some horses look kind of dumb. Just in general, you look at a horse and you're like, "That's a stupid creature." These ones are looking at you. They look maybe a little smarter than they appear.
They look at us like we are stupid creatures.
Yeah. Well, yeah, these 2 would probably run you 30 gold together, not each, so 15 each. Or you know, if you wanted to wait for a smaller cart or purchase a smaller one, you got his mule over here. He would be about 10 gold pieces. And he kind of points over to you know, most mules kind of take on the color of their parents, and this one is like it's kind of a dull brown coat. But you see it's got like very slight, but noticeable, like black stripes kind of going down its sides, like vertical bars.
Fucking zebra.
It appears
It's
to be a
mean as
mule.
Shit.
So, is it painted? Is that what you said?
No, I said, is it mean?
Roll a nature check. It hasn't reacted to you guys at all. It's busy eating.
16.
It's got its face in a bag, like currently eating, so you can't see its face, and it probably can't see you, or it's just not paying any attention. It doesn't seem to be mean, as far as you can tell. It looks like any old mule, except for the stripes. It looks kind of fancy.
Why does it have stripes?
Kind of, I don't know. I don't have any paperwork for
seen-
this one, I'm afraid.
I've never seen a horse with stripes. Not a
It's
horse.
a zebra in disguise.
Well, you don't know what a zebra is. Actually, roll a
Yeah,
nature
I was
check.
gonna
Maybe
say.
you do. Maybe you do.
More
You
than
were a
meets
rich
the eye.
girl. Hey, Azalea,
Yeah.
roll a nature.
I was
Roll a nature check.
associated with rich people.
You were. That is true. You can also roll a nature check, I guess.
What's
Okay, I can do well on
the
that
food
one.
cost difference between?
Oh well. Let's see.
I got a 6.
Yeah, you don't know what fucking zebra is. So for
You've seen unicorns.
These two gentlemen here, I would say they're probably 5 silvers a day for food. And for this mule here, maybe 1 silver a day worth of food.
Is there anybody else in town we could get a second mule? For the big cart.
Kind of thinks. Any roll a diplomacy check. See whether or not he wants to maybe get some competition, some money.
26.
Says, well, as
We
far
just
as
don't
I
need
can tell,
horses.
maybe Cassius down at the Font of Magic maybe has an extra mule for sale. I honestly couldn't tell you. You might have to ask around the farms, but Font of Magic is on the South Shore, near the Tower District. You might want to check there. But and he looks at his watch. I mean, his
Does he have a
wrist.
watch?
He's got a sundial instead of a watch, and he looks at it and he goes, and he clearly he's smiling really really wide. Like, this is clearly a gimmick he pulls on people that he's seen for the first time. He goes, "Oh, look, it's almost midnight. It's time to get going. You should probably go home, but I think Font of Magic will be closed by the time you get there."
How big is the big wagon? Like, how big?
Big.
It's
Huge.
probably 5 feet wide and about 10 feet long.
Okay.
Yeah, whereas the smaller carts are like 3 by 5, so it's definitely much bigger.
Oh yeah, that's not. I was making sure it wasn't like a 40-foot long, like massive.
Not quite.
You know.
Not quite.
I was like,
guys,
because
we don't
I-
need this.
So I think it would be good to have something we could put bedrolls in, but I don't know that it's worth it to have the 2 big horses to feed and to get across the country to pay for now. I mean, I'm certain we could sell them, but I don't know, guys.
Well, you can
The
always
mule's
come
going
back
to be
tomorrow.
Reliable and around getting startled.
Oh, oh.
Can I
Well,
just
you
say
see,
one more thing.
you see that horses. I'm not sure if you know this, but horses are kind of dumb. And the 2 horses they neigh at him. And they're, yeah, I'm talking about you. You're fucking stupid.
I think they resent that.
And of course you resent that because you know you're stupid.
That remark.
Yeah, you do resemble that remark. Now, you gotta understand, these are not war-trained animals. They're all probably well equal to spook, but a mule, or an ass or a donkey, but in this case a mule, is more likely to run from danger and then stop as soon as that danger is done. But horses will continue to run because they're stupid, and they're gonna keep running until they run off a cliff, or into a swamp, or into some monster's jaws because they're not smart enough to know when the danger is done. So, your best bet for any potential experiences on the road is for this mule here, which, mind you, we have, we have this one, and we don't really know where he came from. A traveling adventurer some time back sold him to us, but oh yeah, he's good enough. He's not terribly awful like these ones. And
I'm in Sylvan. I'm going to talk to the horses. Does he always talk about you like this?
roll a diplomacy check.
Roll good again.
20.
Nice.
Dirty.
So
The
dirty.
they can't really speak necessarily. They have kind of a beast language, but they the best that they give you is this both a kind of a very sharp nod.
Wow. Is the mule nice?
Oh yeah. Oh, very kind.
No, I'm talking to the horses. Shut up.
Oh. But do note that as you ask that question, he does in fact respond to you.
Noted.
And the horses just they eye each other. They seem kind of either unwilling to answer you, or maybe they don't want to lie to you. You can't really gauge them based on whatever that reaction just was. Just looking at each other.
Or they don't want us to buy the mule and they want us to buy them.
I don't know if you're going to like traveling with us. It might be a long road.
If horses could shrug, they would they would probably shrug at you. That's just the look that they give you.
That's fair. To the mule, are they nice to you?
This town is too nice and these horses are too smart. I don't trust anything that's going on.
So the mule still has its face in a bag and it's eating probably oats or something. And in perfectly intelligible Sylvan, says, "Oh yeah, they're not too bad. They're pretty good. It's really not half bad, you know. The food here is pretty good, but no, these horses are kind of rude. I mean, they're pretty big, and they think they're better than everybody else." And then there's a couple of a neighing fight starts up as they're neighing at each other.
Clearly, I am better than you.
Oh yeah, this mule is at least kind of smart.
I'm gonna turn to my friends and be like, "Can we have all of them?"
Somebody's got to pay for the food.
Are we gonna
I
have
don't
the
care.
horses pull the cart and then someone's gonna ride the mule? That just seems weird.
We could tether the horses to the mules so that if they get spooked, the mule stops them from running off a cliff.
I don't
Or
think
the horses drag the mule off the cliff.
But if it's... What if we put a tether from their bits to like a saddle horn on the mule so that it can guide them away, but they can't guide it
Does
away?
that work?
If they're running away, they're trying to pull me. I'm stronger than they are anyway. They don't fucking know what they're doing. I'm bigger than they are. Just look.
Okay, but there are two of them.
Oh, there's two of them. I don't know. No, look at me. I'm better than they are. Now, your guys are talking in common, and he's responding.
Oh, yeah.
He's talking in Sylvan, so he clearly understands the Sylvan and common.
How many languages do you understand?
You see his eyes roll for a second. He doesn't respond. He just keeps chewing.
I don't know. We could have a horse that speaks.
The mule knows common,
It
Yeah.
doesn't.
Fluent?
It's not speaking common.
That's uncommon.
but it knows.
Yeah. But it
Okay.
is clearly listening to the conversation you're having and responding in Sylvan.
Okay, now the mule is also too smart, and I really don't trust this.
Were you always a mule?
It takes him off guard. Yes?
Were you guys always horses?
They look at each other. They nod.
Okay, well, they say they were always a mule and horses, so my thought that maybe they were like polymorphed people is out the door unless they forgot their pasts. If someone were polymorphed, would they forget their past? Would they know they were polymorphed?
Are you asking the mule?
Oh, I'm asking my companions.
Oh. You guys could roll
I don't-
Arcana or
Danny,
occult
Danny,
checks, I
Danny,
guess.
you know these things.
I don't know magic.
I don't
I'll roll
think
Arcana.
I don't
So,
think.
Oh wait,
know.
no, I'm sorry. I'll roll
Arcana or occult, one or the other.
occult. Yeah, there's a minor difference in.
I'm not
30.
even trained in either.
Dang,
so.
Danny.
13. What did you roll? I'm sorry.
30.
Hell yeah, because I rolled 13.
So Danny, this is a very weird situation you find yourself in. But polymorphing has two possible effects. The first is changing one living being into another living being. And the second effect is after the change occurs, that living being loses not necessarily their soul, but like their mind and their memories and their like skill sets and all that. So it's entirely possible that if somebody was polymorphed into a mule, they wouldn't remember anything. They would just think they were a mule or a horse or some other strange animal.
So it's possible, but I mean, I mean, if they had forgotten completely, they would genuinely like think they were a mule and not really have the skills they had before. But this guy, you said can understand common.
Oh yeah, definitely following along with our conversation.
So he's
Only
either
things
lying, and he knows he was polymorphed, or he's just a really smart mule.
Why would he lie about being polymorph?
I don't know, but you see what I'm saying, right? Because like,
Yeah, that
What
does
if-
sound pretty fucking stupid.
and I can't understand this.
No, no.
It's her only.
It's in Sylvan, so if you can speak Sylvan, you can understand it.
You might. Do you?
You could comprehend languages.
I do
Potion.
speak Sylvan.
Yeah, oh yeah, you
actually.
completely
Yeah.
understand what he's saying. You're following along with this conversation.
I, however, am like spiraling into like a personal crisis that every animal I've ever met might have actually been a polymorphed human, or sorry, a polymorphed sentient being.
So,
You guys, I think we need to save him.
I don't know how much I trust him. Most mules don't speak common or understand common.
Do you know that? How many mules have you talked to?
0
So how do you know?
deduction
That's not how that works. You have no basis.
or reduction or inferring inference.
You guys, we
Well,
have
aren't
to
the
save
horses following along too?
Would you really want a mule
them.
that is too
Calls-
smart for his own good?
And he
What if
calls
it's
us
a
assholes?
polymorph person? We call each other worse.
I've
no,
never called Danny worse.
yeah, I've just called you guys servants, but other than that,
Servants is technically worse than retinue,
fair.
because you've also called us that.
Hey, Mule, I'll do this in Sylvan. Mule, hey, you want us to buy you or what?
Roll a diplomacy check.
That's his motive.
Pretty sure it's just a flat roll for me. 11.
It eyes you suspiciously for about half a second. Says, "Yeah, yeah, that'd be good. That'd be pretty cool."
Hey, is it because you're really a polymorph person?
Talking shit about the horses if he was gonna make more money selling them to us. Why was he talking shit about the horses? What's this old man's like deal?
You guys are kind of
I
in a
think he
huddle.
Does he just hate the horses? Like I'm really confused.
No, I think there's something about the mule. Like it's, he doesn't want it around. It's because he's trying to. Oh wait, he's trying to sell us the horses. No, he's saying horses are stupid.
Well,
Yeah,
but,
he
like,
was
he's
gonna
saying
make-
he was saying the horses
he's
are
gonna-
dumb but they're expensive and they would work well for the cart. But yes, he
Well, but
also
it's like,
seems
why-
to be trying to get rid of the mule at a cheaper price.
Yeah.
Why did
he
he want to
does-
get rid of you?
I don't know, because I eat a lot. I don't know.
You don't eat more than the horses.
He's
Do you
kind of an
eat more than the
asshole. I don't know.
horses?
No, I don't eat more than the horses. He's just eating still. he's like munching in it. He's got the bag over his snout and he's still eating. I mean, I don't know. He's been eating for the last couple of minutes. I mean, it's probably been full. So
sir, I'm gonna go over to the salesman guy the guy. How are the roads to Sharith Abtissa?
oh well, they're a lot better. Surprisingly enough, nowadays than they used to be. Back in the day, there were lots of bandits and there was disease and all that was running rampant. But nowadays, they're pretty safe. Mostly
I'm
cobble
gonna
roads.
stand next to the horses
Thank
and
you.
clap suddenly and see if they get spooked.
You're about to get horse kicked.
If they
He's coming,
can't
she gets
handle
horse
a
kicked.
clap, then we probably shouldn't have them. But if they can handle a clap, they might be okay.
The first they're in stalls right now. So the first one,
Oh.
you see like there's a twitch, but that's it. And the second one like literally jumps like straight up and then kicks back and it like hits the back of the stable and the old man like jumps. The old woman who's
Evidently,
fixing
they're kind of skittish, aren't you?
the old woman fixing the cart cover hasn't even moved a muscle like in your direction. She's been like repairing shit clearly in her own world.
I'm jealous. I'm going to start with the mule. I'm going to start asking questions like how high can he count? How many languages does he speak? And I just want to...
Roll a diplomacy check.
God damn it. It's fine. It's 17.
Yeah, he just like stands there eyes you.
Do you know your colors?
Doesn't say anything. And then, like, as you kind of make that face, he goes, how can you can't? How many languages can you speak? You how fucking down? Are you talking down to me? That's ridiculous. No, cut that shit off. And it seems like he's finally finished eating. That moment of silence was him, like, you notice he's mostly just looking for more food in his bag, which he's out of, so now he's just talking through the bag.
I speak 6 languages. How many do you speak?
He just, like, rolls his eyes a little bit. It doesn't say anything.
Okay. Assuming it's base 10, I can count infinitely high. Wow, okay. Rude. I know all my colors.
He just narrows his eyes a little bit. Doesn't say anything. So are you guys gonna, like, purchase something, or, like, are you gonna keep yelling at my horses and mules? I'm really confused. I don't know what's happening here. I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
I
You're
didn't
really
yell at
confusing
the
me.
horses. I only yelled at the mule. He was rude to me.
Well, they're all kind of rude. But, like, the horses are mean, and they kind of neigh at him.
But are they? They don't seem mean. Maybe you're mean.
So Danny and Azalea, you guys are fairly certain that you've been around horses enough. Danny, mostly because of your time in Karthos in the underground, as it were, avoiding them, and Azalea because you were a little bit of a rich girl. You spent a lot of time around horses, and these ones seem to be putting on a really good show. They're doing their best to be, like, good at the moment. You can tell there's a lot of energy that's pent up in these horses, and you can take that as you will.
Maybe they're just like dogs, and like if they're not walked regularly, they're gonna get destructive. I'm gonna look at the horse like, is that the case?
They don't make any.
I don't think the horses speak common.
Yeah, they don't make any direction towards you. They can pick up, like,
Alright.
it seems they can pick up inflection in people's voices, and if they're being talked to, but that's as far as they probably know.
Buy all 3 and we eat the one that misbehaves.
Well,
I'm gonna look at the mule and see how it reacts.
Are you trying to intimidate them, Tor?
Yes.
Roll an intimidation check.
9.
The mule, like, barely glances at Tor for half a second. Like, half second looks over, looks him up and down, continues back and looking at Cyra and Danny seem to be doing the most talking with the owner, and so he's mostly focused on, you know, the paying customers.
Well, I guess what we really got to do is decide which cart we want, and then we can work from there. After make that decision. I like the big cart because we could all sleep in it. But that doesn't mean we have to do that. We all have tents and bedrolls, so we all have bedrolls. Do we all have tents and bed? Do we all have bedrolls? I
Yeah,
have
we
a bedroll.
rebought everything.
yeah,
Okay.
We
Yeah,
got
we
the
had to-
Karthos.
Rebuy them.
We did.
Yep.
Cupboard is nice just for the obscurity. People can't necessarily see what's inside.
Mm-hmm.
And also, protection from the elements is also good.
How many bedrolls could we put in the medium cart?
Well, you could
Or the-
probably fit. Well, looking at once we get the cover on it, of course, you could probably put one of you tall folks inside and 2 of you underneath, like the small ones, or 2 small ones in the cart and then 1 tall person underneath, probably, like fully laid out and whatnot.
Suppose the horses might be a little too skittish for hell.
I didn't think we were
maybe-
taking him to hell. Are we taking him to hell?
The old man is looking at all of you like, "What the fuck did I just walk in on?"
I mean, it's not the craziest thing we've said, so
It's true, but like,
At least I'm not having a conversation with them.
Probably don't want to take them to hell.
But maybe the mule. And I'm gonna look at the mule.
Maybe the mule, yeah.
and
You'll probably
he just
been there
goes in
before.
Sylvan. He just goes, "I'm in hell already. Nothing can be worse than this."
I think, regardless of what we do, I think Actually, 1 second. I'm gonna run over to the mule and ask him in Sylvan. Hey, don't be weird, but can I ride you?
Roll a diplomacy check.
As he tells him not to be weird. You're being
19.
weird.
And you go. His eyes narrow. He kind of like leans down into your face. You can hear him trying to sniff you through the bag that's still over his nose. And he kind of like leans his head over to the side and he goes, "Well, you're not fat, so probably." He leans back.
It's only weird if you make it weird.
And then I look back at everybody. I want this one. I'm buying it. I don't care. We can get the horses too. This one's mine.
Oh, that'll be 10 gold. 10 gold for him.
Oh God, 10 gold? He's an asshole. How about 8?
Well, he is an ass with a hole, I suppose.
He's a half an ass.
Roll a diplomacy check.
12.
He like, all right, this is. Adventures have always been weird, so at least today and back in the day are the same. Sure, fine. 8 gold pieces for that one. Come on.
I'm not rich enough to be eccentric yet.
I'm gonna grab the least skittish horse.
Yeah. So the one on the left.
A dog. I'm way too big to ride a mule. Like I gotta have the horse. Sorry. Like I'm
Does
medium.
It would be 15 for one, but I mean they're kind of a package deal. They're brothers. They don't like being separated.
Separation anxiety, and I'm gonna look at them disappointed.
Are you saying it in Sylvan?
I don't have.
They even though
I will repeat it in Sylvan.
they
just for
pick
them.
up the tone and then you say it, and they both snicker, but like clearly there's a bit of discomfort.
Listen, if we're getting one and it's gonna be difficult about being alone, like no one should be alone. We shouldn't separate families.
If we could buy the horses, we're going to use a mule on the side. Like, he's, like, extra more
Perfect.
mobile.
My plan.
Then we better go ahead and buy the big
I'll
cart
just
too.
grab the other horse then. Fine.
Okay. So
best
it would be
day.
a total of 45 gold for the 2 horses and the mule and the cart, the big cart. And then with the food I could do because considering you're doing so much for me, 5 silver pieces of per day for food for all of them. I think I can do that for you.
It sounds like a good deal.
But we'll get a couple days of food. Is that what we're doing? Like a week?
Probably one a week.
How long will it take us to get?
Oh,
To
well,
Sharith.
to Sharith. Let's see. You're going north. It'll probably be he's thinking, and he like
We go about
He
the
takes
speed of
his-
the latent swallow.
he takes his cane, and this is kind of like a
What
dirt
are you
lot.
doing?
It's not cobble, and he actually he starts etching out a map just clearly from memory, and he kind of and he's muttering to himself. Yeah, about 5 days. About 5 days. So yeah, you probably want a week's worth, I think.
Just in case.
So 35. I got 3 gold and 5 silver for the food.
Danny.
Yeah, the map.
Fine. Right, Janet.
Do-
I'm only
Maybe-
buying the horses though,
What? Why are you buying the horses?
because I
Danny-
want the horses.
Oh. Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
what's on this mule? Is it just he's got a rope and a feed bag on his face? Or...
That is all he has. Yep, he doesn't have any
Hey, you got,
saddles or
you
anything
got-
like that.
You got tack and saddlebags and all
Oh
really
well,
good
that
stuff.
that comes with it. Don't worry about it. Yeah. I don't think we have anything in your size there, small one. But
Oh, it's not for me. It's for the mule.
and he he looks at you just for a second. He looks at the ground, and there's a small stool next to the old lady. So there's a good 30 seconds of silence as he hobbles over to the stool that's sitting next to the woman who's sewing, and he sits down and he just fucking cracks up. He's slapping his knee, and he's like, Okay, that's good. Look, I was I wanted to make sure that I and he ends up like he kind of falls backward and he kind of leans into the woman that's sewing, and she kind of like gets jostled and she like very gently puts the needle and thread down, and she looks over at him and just starts like erratically signing in his direction, just like clearly angry, but like she's like mouthing words, but she's not really saying anything, and she's like making sign, and like he's just like, I'm sorry, it was hilarious. He's like crying. That was pretty funny. I'll give you that. All right. Maybe this will be worth it. So yeah, each the mule and the all the tack and stuff like that. So they kind of he gets up after a minute of laughing and he hooks the horses up to the cart, and he very like takes the time to show you guys how to work it and whatnot, and how to hook them up properly, and how to hook their feed bags on their head, and he's kind of like he's doing his best as for customer service, but also maybe treating you guys like idiots a little bit. But now you guys know how to kind of take the horses off the cart and put them, attach them
Walk
back.
into his store and like talk to the animals instead of him.
A lot.
So, like, that's fair.
Okay, fine. The dog is being uppity. But yes, so he does his best
So
to
demanding.
show you all of those things, tips and tricks, as it were. And then finally, after like it takes like an hour to go through this whole thing, and he says, "All right, look, none of these animals have names, so you can name them if you want. I just, asshole 1, 2, and well, ass. So
This one looks like a turd nugget. And this is Bobby and Joe.
We could name one of them Punchline.
and the mule speaks up, and Sylvan, now that he doesn't have a bag on his face, look, that name's Calvin, all right? Just come on. Leave it alone.
Who's got people name? You guys, we have a people.
Those other two, I never bothered to learn what their names are, and they're not going to tell me anyway. So
I'll still eat him if he fucking acts up.
I'll still eat him if you fucking acts up. Fuck you. Just like.
Pretty sure I was very clear. He's mine.
Danny, do you know why we don't ever ask you how much money you got from anything?
What?
Do you know why we never ask you how much money was in a bag, or how much was in a box, or how much money you got from whatever? We just let you give us what you give us?
I don't have as much as you think I do.
Do you know why we don't ask you?
Side check.
You can, yeah, no, he's totally telling the truth.
Because you have more than me? And you
No.
don't want to make me feel bad?
No, because you're going to pay for all of our group venture things. That's why.
That's bullshit.
That is it.
Looking at it like, hey man, I bought the horses. I don't know what you're complaining about.
That's why.
Actually, that's fair. Anyway, I did my part.
I'll remember that. It's all right. It's all right. I'll let you win this one. You just wait.
I'll do that. And next time, we'll all count all the money together.
I don't even. Why are you coming at me?
I thought this was going to be a good idea coming with you people, but maybe I want to go back to the stables. I don't know. You guys seem a little dysfunctional. You guys okay? Like, you guys want to talk about it? Like, I can't help you, but, like,
We all know you keep extra gold and you keep extra stuff. It's fine. But it means you hold the purse strings and you dole out the gold when it's for the group. No one's expecting you to
okay,
buy
hold
us
on.
special favors.
Let's rephrase this. How much gold do you have, Cyra?
I have the 1 platinum piece you gave me.
Oh, weird.
what?
Oh, okay.
from what we made on the job.
Yep.
Whoa, you guys are making platinum pieces? Hey, when do I get cut into this?
And then I have 69 gold.
Nice.
3 silver and 4 copper.
Azalea, how much gold you got?
200 gold.
You're lying, aren't you?
Yes.
You know, to Cyra and Tor, that seems about right. But Danny, you know she's lying through her fucking teeth.
Tor, what are you carrying?
1 million.
Nice. All right. So
Carrying big.
Obviously a lie, but you're not sure Tor can do math, so.
Funny, because I'm just as intelligent as he is.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
But I've got that barbarian stereotype going for me.
Yep.
So I would like to reach into my bag
Uh-huh.
and pull out the coins, the coin bag.
You guys are on the cart, like heading back towards the inn. By the way, continue.
Oh gosh, where does sleight of hand come in? Is it thievery?
You're
It'd
gonna
be
roll
thievery.
against my thievery.
What'd you say? Thievery?
Does he roll? Does he roll against
So
my
he
thievery
would
if
he
he's
would
gonna
make
sleight of hand?
he would make a thievery, and then it would be based off of your perception,
For, like, perception?
DC. So
Yeah.
you don't have to roll anything. So what's your
Okay.
perception though? There, Cyra.
It's plus 11.
So okay, go ahead and roll, Danny.
So what I'm trying to do is show her, look, this is all the gold I have, and I want to dump about 300-400 coins out, or at least show her that, and then keep the rest concealed.
Okay.
Thievery, right?
Yep.
Oh, 30.
Oh yeah, no, that's yeah,
So
that's
what happened to
that's a
your
lot of money.
What?
There
What happened
are
to your
actually
platinum piece?
a lot. There's one platinum piece in there. There's a bunch of gold and a bunch of silver and a couple of coppers. So there is in fact a platinum piece in there
Unless you're gonna pretend you spent the platinum.
because there is. He's got in reality more platinum, but he's just showing
yeah.
you one platinum.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's still got the one platinum piece.
Yeah.
Yep. There it is.
So,
Not
I
as much as
think-
you thought.
But all that, and you're still gonna be like, oh, I paid for the rooms.
I didn't even
How
bring that up. You brought
You
it up.
did.
No, I didn't.
You absolutely brought that up.
Not the rooms. I didn't bring up the
Yes, you-
rooms.
Yes, you did.
You know, it appears that Danny's gaslighting seems to be working as Cyra. You in your maybe confusion about the whole night, your emotions kind of overflow, and you're kind of sitting at a little old natural 1 on your sense motive check. Oh yeah, you know what? It's probably fair. Maybe you overreacted a little bit.
I'm spiraling into self-doubt. Do we have a person in a mule body? Do I remember anything?
Yeah.
It's the meme of. Fine.
Yes. Yep.
I'm gonna look at Danny. Look at that. You ruined a perfectly good lizard. It's got anxiety.
Well,
What's happening?
The mule, kind of neighs and yeah. Oh yeah, hilarious. He's laughing too.
This is. Are you guys people too? To the horses.
The horses just shake their heads like, no, they're not people. Of course they're not people. Look at them. You feel like if this mule could if this mule was a person and had hands, he'd talk with his hands. But like doesn't have hands, so just throwing his head around a little bit. So you guys make
my
it back
God.
to the Shoreline Inn for the evening.
Somehow.
Somehow you make it back alive without being stopped, without falling into a hole, without getting sucked into a black hole of self-doubt. Oh, you make it somehow.
I'm physically present.
Yeah, physically present. There are some stables and some parking spots for carts and whatnot. And you guys kind of put them all in there, and you actually see the woman who was at the kitchen. Sonia is out there in her chair. She's taking care of a couple of the horses, and she kind of spins around at your approach. She looks up and she waves. She says, "Oh, I'm glad that you found something. It'll be 5 silver pieces a night if you want to keep them here. We'll feed them, of course, and brush them and whatnot."
Yeah, I think
Tell them they're pretty.
Sarah's got the money for that.
I'm literally like not aware of anything. I don't respond to anyone. I go upstairs and lay face down on my bed.
Yeah, so she just like Sarah just like gets off the cart
No,
and just
not
like
even spite, to be clear.
just like goes clearly not at all present. Like Danny, she actually walks by you and Calvin, Calvin the mule, and like Danny, you actually like you even wave at her and like nothing. But it's very clear to you. Actually, it's not clear to you. It's only clear to Tor really that she's like kind of mentally broken at the moment. Your other two were like, "Oh, that's fucking rude."
All right.
She's the fragile one.
How much was it? Five
5 silver a
Here,
night.
I'll get this one for us, and I'll give her the money.
Okay. Yeah. Sonia looks kind of confused between the three of you that are here now and says, "Well, if you don't mind just unhooking them from the cart for me, and then I'll take care of the rest."
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'm gonna eye the horses suspiciously because I've been told bad things about them.
You guys act up, and I'll.
You know the
Fuck
fact
you.
the fact that they even like you know you may have made the right call earlier that they're kind of like dogs and they got some exercise and they seem pretty happy. They're in a new spot even if it's just a mile or two
Down
into
the
town
street.
down the street. You know, hey, it's something new. So yeah, they very easily you take them off of their harnesses and whatnot and they allow themselves to be led into the stables without any trouble. They don't. They didn't give Calvin their names, or Calvin didn't ask, so they don't have names as far as you know. And Danny, are you just gonna take all the tack and stuff off of Calvin there?
Yeah, and while I do it, at some point I'm gonna like pull out a cigar
Uh-huh.
and show it to Calvin and be like, "Hey, so would you know what to do with this?"
He looks at it. He's gonna make an intelligence check.
He's gonna eat it.
I think you're gonna tell me not to eat it. That's as far
That's
as that
fair.
goes. I have no idea.
I'll put it back in my pack. I was just kind of probing, seeing what he didn't know.
You're probing the ass.
Yep, probing the
Just
ass.
like Bill Clinton.
Using the cigar. Oh god, that's weird.
So yeah,
All right,
he
Clinton.
stays in his stable there, and he kind of like he does like almost like dogs do. He kind of does a circle just to kind of maybe get comfortable, and he says, "All right, this will do. Well, I understand we're going on a journey. We're going north. Is that where we're going? And your name's
Yeah.
Danny?
Yeah.
God, that's
what people call me anyway.
God. Why do you have a mule name? That's weird. I don't like that.
It's a shortened version of Aodan.
Oh, okay.
but,
That sounds perfectly peopleish. Okay, that's acceptable. Okay, all right. I'll call you Danny though. Okay. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe I'll call you Ada. I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. Okay, we're going north. Where are we going north? What do we go? Hell? What's going on here? What am I getting myself into?
It's not as bad as it sounds. You probably won't have to do anything. Just carry some stuff. Listen to people around you because we're interested in what people say and do. Like you be my little muley spy, and we'll give you extra oats or sugar or whatever.
I want. Yeah, sugar. I think I'll go with sugar. I like sugar cubes. Yeah, we'll do that.
Sweet.
That sounds
All right, yeah, we'll
reasonable. Yeah, okay.
We'll
Maybe.
give you a mountain of sugar cubes when this is all said and done.
Hey, as long as I get when it's all said and done, no, I want this in installments. Every time we do something, every time we go anywhere, come on, we got to do this right. This is a proper exchange here. I know how the economy works.
And I'm just gonna ignore him and walk out.
You gotta ask for half up front, just in case.
I'm so mad that
indoors
Sarah
walk
didn't
out.
hear that. If she would have spiraled further.
He kicks the back of the stables like frustration as he's not going to try very hard to get back at you. I think you realize he's just trying to like spook you a little bit, and it doesn't even phase you. Clearly, he was trying to make a power play, and it didn't work. So, yeah, you see the barkeep in there as you go inside. So while Danny is taking care of Calvin, Azalea and Tor, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna relax. Do they have like a porch area? Like with
Oh, they
chairs or
do.
anything?
Yeah.
I want to relax out there for a while.
Yeah. So you head out towards the back. Azalea, what are you doing?
I gotta start thinking of names for them.
It's
What are we
fair.
gonna call these horses?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Bobby and Joe and Turd
No.
Nugget.
Calvin, the turd nugget. um,
Turd
You
Ferguson.
have
Funny
a
name.
mule name.
yeah, Calvin.
He's got a mule name.
It's a mule name. Danny is a mule name.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Azalea, are you like going up to your room? Are you staying on the porch with Tor?
I'll
Like, what are
stay
you
on the
doing?
porch for now because it's not super late out.
Yeah, and the sun's going down, and you can hear like the frogs and the crickets start to pipe up as it's probably one of the last warm nights of this time of year. And Danny, you gonna go join them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you head over, sit by the porch there, and yeah. Do you guys want any food or ale or anything like that? Or you just gonna kind of
Yeah,
hang
if she
out?
comes out, I'll get an ale
Yeah.
for myself.
So the bartender, she comes out and she kind of hands you guys some empty tankards and just like there's a small table. You guys have rocking chairs. There's a small table
Perfect.
kind of in between you, and she puts a big ass pitcher of ale there. So all right, do have a good night, and if you need anything, have any questions, I'll be inside. I'm not going to bed for some time. There is one other customer here that I'll take care of. But I'll be back and forth. I'll come and check on you every once in a while, and maybe Honey might make her way out here. I don't know, but if you need anything, just let me know.
I hope Bunny does. That way, Cyra will be very upset with herself.
And she chuckles and she heads back inside, and the door it's like swinging kind of Western style bat doors, and and Honey just like is tall enough that her back, the kind of arch on the hump on her back of just her muscles, just kind of slightly pushes the doors open as she comes out, and she lays down by the just the railing, not looking like at you guys, she's looking out over the water. But yeah. So as the kind of evening,
I feel that, honey. I'm just saying in general.
you just hear as she kind of settles, sighs. And then the other customer that the bartender had mentioned steps outside and steps to just one of the other kind of tables to the side, and she's a taller woman, not quite as tall as either you or Azalea, much taller than you, Danny, of course. But what's interesting about her is that there's some torchlight kind of just along the riverfront, and now the sun has really just about set, and so the sky is kind of bright orange and dark reds, and it's kind of going towards the dark blue of the night sky is starting to come in on the edges, and you can see that she's wearing a like a cassock, a kind of a priestly robe, and she's clearly wearing like some sort of armor underneath it. But really what stands out to you is both her hair and her skin. And her skin is almost like a kind of like a burnt gold color, very metallic. And her hair is this kind of very bright silver, but it's got like flecks of like maybe copper in it, and she's kind of got it up in this kind of high like ponytail. It's kind of tied, but
She a dragon.
goes back behind her. You can roll an Arcana check, I guess, if you want to try to figure that out.
17?
Okay. She doesn't appear to be a dragon or a polymorphed dragon, but there's something certainly off about her because she looks elven. But what's keeping her hair up? There's two like jade like pins keeping her hair up, and they kind of like they're not quite straight. Kind of at the top, they kind of got a slight hook on the top of them, and you look, and she's probably you could do. So you did your Arcana check. She's probably what's called an Aphorite. So Aphorite are very rare. She is a true elf, but she's been touched by essentially the plane of like law and order. So she has
Dum-dum.
some strange, yeah, boom boom, yeah. She has traits that kind of coincide with like the law plane or like archons, creatures like that. Like kind of how tieflings are made with like deals between like evil entities. One of her ancestors must have made a deal, or must have made her with a lawful entity.
Giggity.
And she actually looks. She turns to look at you for a moment, and she's got like very unsettling blue eyes, and not just like, oh, they're very blue. Like they actually glow a little bit. Even kind of as it gets darker, slight blue glow from her face. And you realize also that on
She
her,
looks like a cleric.
she does look like a cleric. And Tor, you don't even need to roll any sort of check on this, because as she shifts in her chair, and emblazoned on the front of her just kind of black cassock, she has it's a white disc, kind of a white disc on her chest, and there's a shepherd's crook that's also there. And you realize that she is actually a cleric of Rashaug, minding her own business, sitting kind of on her own. She's actually got a big tankard of ale as well.
Lady, come join us, if you please. I recognize the symbol.
She looks mildly surprised, as Rashaug is a newer deity. She kind of steps over to Danny and Azalea and you. She takes the fourth chair, and she sits. Well, thank you kindly. And as she kind of walks over to you, you realize that she was carrying something that you hadn't noticed, and she's got a big ass scythe, and she like leans it against the wall, and she kind of sits and takes her ale.
Yes. Rashaga does like the reaping and the long reach tools.
Yes, yes, she does. I am surprised. I was not expecting to run into, well, maybe not a follower, but a knowledgeable person in such a place. Truly, it is good to meet you. I am Kalaria Lighthair.
Hello, Calaria. I am Tor. This is Danny. This is Azalea. Say hi, Danny.
Hi, Danny. It's a joke. Hi.
She chuckles for a moment. Azalea, do you say anything?
Just gonna wave.
Yeah, and
I take it you are a cleric?
yes, I am. I'm so sorry. Could you say your name again?
As you say, that is quite surprising to see somebody that is a follower or a cleric of Rashag. But I am Tor. Torgol Fagun.
And this look of like absolute shock just comes over her face as her eyes. You can all see this. Her eyes go like very teary all of a sudden, and her face goes white. It's like she's seen a ghost. And she stands from her chair, and she like doesn't necessarily rush over to you, but she like is trembling clearly as she approaches you to her.
I'm just gonna lean closer to Danny and be like, "This is way weirder than whatever you guys were doing with the mule." And just
Yeah.
watch.
And she can't really take a joke either.
And she just like gets very very close, and she very gently kind of reaches out a hand to your cheek. She like just like she touches you, and she quickly kind of goes. She says, "What?
Is everything okay?
Torgal, you what? How are you? How are you here? You died in that tomb. I buried you." And she starts like she sits back down. She like collapses back into her chair. She's like just staring at you, but like there's tears streaming down her face, and she
Just gonna sit closer to Danny and start pouring us more alcohol to watch this.
she doesn't even really answer you. She's clearly struggling to find words.
Death is but a state. There's life and death and undeath, and we know what Rashaga likes and doesn't like.
And
Here I am to cull the undeath.
and a kind of a horrid recognition comes to her for a second, and then it's immediately replaced, and you can all see these emotions on her face. Immediately replaced with wonder. She says, you're one of Rashog's Duskwalkers. And she sits back and she wipes her face and like she takes a handkerchief out. And she like kind of like blows her nose and she kind of like she blows her nose first, then goes to dab her eyes and she realizes what she's doing and she's like puts it away. And she uses her cassock to kind of dab at her eyes. And she says, by the gods, Rashog be praised. I had never expected to see you again in this life. It was so long ago. We were, and she looks to the other two, and she seems to assume, Tor, that maybe you recognize her or maybe what's happening. Whether you do or not, she's talking now to the other two, and she says, "We were in the Feywild. We were looking at a tomb in the deeper hell. The elders there found a tomb and well, explorers cleared the ruins and we were sent there to map it and study it. And well, the explorers didn't quite clear it, and an undead attacked, and I barely escaped with Rashog's blessing. Torgal, I continued my work. I continued our work, exploring and studying, and I buried you in Night and Lure, and well, what was left of you, I had to kill you again. I'm so sorry. And she starts crying again, as she clearly was not expecting to have a meeting of this nature in this evening. Yeah, she's just like, it's not just like crying, it's like sobbing. She's sobbing into her hands. She's trying, you can tell, Tor, that she's torn between just like going to hug you and just like staying here because she doesn't really know what's happening. Even though all of the pieces have kind of clicked into place.
I think we all probably need a little more ale here, and I'm going to top everybody's glass off. You said you had to kill me again? I guess I don't remember that. Did I become undead?
It takes her a minute or two, and Tora, you top off her ale, and she kind of like is sobbing, and it goes to like hiccups as she's clearly on a roller coaster right now, and she takes the ale and she shakily drinks it, and then she like looks up at you, she looks back at the ale, and she's just like, it's a full tankard almost. She had taken a sip, and she just like downs it. She just drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks, and she puts it down. And she goes, "Okay, you need to top me off. Oh, it's too horrible. But you don't remember? I guess you wouldn't. You were already dead. You were in the boneyard, I suppose. No, you were taken by that horrible creature. It was a Draugr. It turned you, or what was left of you, and she pats the scythe kind of beside her on the wall, and like Honey at this point has like kind of sidled up to her chair as the emotional support Wolverine, and
I love it.
And Tor, for just one moment, there's this kind of weird recognition that sparks in your mind of, yeah, that scythe looks familiar, and you don't really like it for some reason. But that's as far as like that even goes. And then it goes another kind of point, clicks into place as you recognize her face, but much younger, much less weathered, is a little more bright, a little more happy. But that's really as far as it goes. As you realize, and Azalea, having spent a lot of time around elves, she's not like old, but she's probably like middle-aged for an elf. She's probably upwards of 500 years old, maybe more. And Danny, you have not spent enough time around elves, but like you've spent some time around clerics, and clerics don't normally act this emotional. It's kind of weird for you. A little uncomfortable, but like at least you got some ale. You got your cigar,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah.
As
And
I
go ahead.
sit here, everything is fuzzy. That barrier between life and death and undeath and life creates a barrier. But in your face, it's just a fuzzy recollection. But I feel connected. I feel as if I do know you.
And
You feel very familiar.
she stands again, and there's
This is a
tears.
weird feeling.
And as you say that, she very gently, just very gently kisses you on the cheek, and she steps back, and she kind of like clears her eyes and blows her nose again, and kind of tries to shake it off and kind of gather her composure. And she smiles, and it's a bright smile that you do recognize, though it's tinged by a certain sadness. And she says, after that day, I never went anywhere alone. For years and years and years, I've been with other people, other adventurers, other archaeologists, and it's been a long, long time. And she seems to think, just for a moment, and really, it's more of a moment of recollection rather than maybe trying to do math. It's been a long 476 years. I'm I'm just glad to. Oh, and she takes another drink of her ale.
I knew it'd been a while, but that long?
It's
Wow.
time moves in mysterious ways.
I mean, for me, it was kind of, there's very little sensation of time passage, but the
Gonna
changes
lean into
that I've
Danny and be
seen,
like, I thought it was linear.
It is.
that
It is.
What's happening? Are you following any of this?
Not really.
Okay.
wow, this is just hard to fathom. I thought maybe I was prepared for that, just what I learned about being a Duskwalker and from Phyllis, but wow, it's kind of, I guess when you're face to face with it, it kind of just slaps you around a little bit.
that damn psychopomp. He told
Yeah,
me
he's
to be
an odd
here. He told me to be here and to wait. My last crew, they left me in Acatheon 6 weeks past for another contract, and Phylos told me to be here, and that damn psychopomp. God, if I knew. Oh, Rashao, give me strength. And at that moment, as she's like, she had
He is
again,
bound to Vershag, so don't be too angry with him.
and she is sitting down, and she's got the ale in her hand, and the three of you watch, and Danny, you've seen Phylos before. Azalea, you have not. And you watch as like out of the like the tankard, Phylos like climbs out of the tankard. Just kind of like looks between the two of you, seemingly just
fired.
taking note that the two of you are here together. Then just like falls backwards onto the back of Honey, rolls backwards out between the slats on the railing, and you just hear a splash just goes into the water. Honey looks over.
Are you drunk, Phyllis?
Honey doesn't see anything. There's no reaction.
This was all you're doing, huh, Phyllis?
Just talking to thin air. Phylos appeared and then just rolled out and disappeared. Seemingly just taking note that the two of you were in fact here together. Yes,
What
the
the fuck?
psychopomps are very strange. I'm sorry, that was probably unsettling for the two of you. They guide souls on their path, on their journey through life and death and onto the next. And I guess that he was here to guide us and to make sure that we were here. He's always been rather strange.
It is likely he guided that vampire to the boneyard for judgment.
Oh, you.
We found a vampire in Carthos, and it was Rashag's will that he be accounted for.
Did you just come from Carthos?
We did. We sailed down the river. It took us a few days. We
Oh,
were on our way to Sharith Abtissa, but Philo said I had another journey, which I was going to discuss with these fine lads here. I'm sure Azalea will be pleased to see my departure, and I know Cyra will.
and I kind of look of both
I mean, I
surprise and
wouldn't say please, but like, ambivalent.
maybe a little bit of a
And I'm gonna make
profound,
direct eye contact.
I know you won't be sad. Let me put it that way.
maybe a profound sense of maybe sadness comes over her for just a moment. And she nods and says, "Well, I know you just came up the river, but I'm actually on my way down the river. I'm on my way to Abrudi on the eastern coast of the continent, to Actipli, really. Uh, Duchess Pythacia there, she's, well, allegedly come across a necropolis, and by Frishaug's will, we're meant to clean out such places, but also for academic study. Of course, I would love to go there and see the architecture and map the necropolis and well, see what ancient wonders and temples and how people lived back then. It would be something glorious, really.
It does sound quite fascinating. The archaeologist in me is intrigued.
And
And you said a necropolis?
yes, well,
I want to say I heard a rumor about that when I was in Carthos.
I, I'm sure it's spread by now. But I heard the same rumor, but another psychopomp had told me that that rumor was correct. Not one that perhaps you know, one of the Marignas, but one of the Boneyards, one of Rishaug's bounty hunters, came to speak to me and told me that there was something dangerous there and vile undeath keeping others from passing on. And well, of course, the archaeologist, I remember you crawling all over ruins, cramming yourself into small spaces and with your small little horsehair brush and trying to find all of the tiniest runes and translating what you can. And I remember you didn't read all that well, at least some of the older dialects.
Still don't.
I always had to do that for you, but oh, I haven't traveled alone for so long, and it's been 6 terrible weeks, and clearly you were meant to be here. Would you join me and
Clearly,
perhaps?
you weren't meant to travel alone, so perhaps I should escort you down the river to the necropolis.
And she
I've heard that there could be many undead there.
she smiles and sits back, and she looks down
There are
into her
souls that
drink,
Rashad needs to sort.
and she nods to you in kind of acknowledgement, and she thinks about her drink for a moment, realizing that an interplanar being had kind of escaped out of her tankard, and she like pours out the ale over the railing, and then like pours herself some more. And she drinks again. And she says, "Yes, by the gods, this is a bit of a shock. I would love if you would come with me, and well, maybe perhaps we could return upriver once again and find your friends in, well, compatriots, I suppose." Kind of looking at Azalea. um, we could find your comrades, and perhaps maybe one day when we do return, perhaps maybe this mission from Verschaug has greater meaning. Perhaps there's more to it than what we know and what they know. Maybe there's something
Well,
more.
I've always taken it that Rashad has a greater picture and more than I could ever know. But it seems to have worked out so far, and so if the goddess wills it, we will meet up again.
And she nods very slowly. You realize that maybe the alcohol is getting to her a bit much, and maybe mixed with the emotional roller coaster she's been on, and she kind of stands a little bit uneasily, and she like reaches out to the wall and grabs her scythe, and she kind of says,
And I
"Well,"
reflexively lean away from it.
she chuckles and oh,
That thing gives me the willies.
you, I am so sorry. Well, hopefully it won't come to this again. I don't think I could handle it, but I'm gonna go
It
rest.
was the right thing to do.
And she smiles, and another tear just kind of comes down her cheek, and she just nods, and I'll see you in the morning. And she kind of tries to hurry in. And as she's not like super drunk, but she's kind of stumbling a little bit. And Honey, for her age, gets up surprisingly quickly and kind of like leans up against her hip, kind of guiding her so that she doesn't necessarily fall over. So she's got support on both sides. The Batwing doors kind of slide shut, and now the sounds of the river kind of take over as you sit in silence for a moment.
Yeah, so I was gonna tell you guys, but I guess you guys know now.
I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder. Time to hit the old dusty trail.
Are you gonna
Well,
get up, or are you just
I
gonna
don't think
sit?
the water's very dusty.
Well, strange women distributing quests in bars is no system for adventure planning. Why are you intent on leaving us? I'm confused. You leave, and you leave us at a significant strategic disadvantage. You know that.
I am aware, but you've seen Phyllis before, Danny. You know that he brings messages from Vershag. And he recently brought me one while we were on the boat.
What you're talking about?
Well, I know that he saw him the first time.
Yeah,
right?
he
You
did.
did. You
beforehand.
legitimately
a
saw
long
him one
time
time.
ago. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that you're
long
lying,
time
though.
ago,
Please
not the boat.
continue lying.
No,
Yeah.
I have no awareness of you seeing it on the boat. And
Yeah.
that's what I was
Okay,
going to
yeah,
do.
the previous one. Okay, so but I mean that's a mistake Danny could make.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
true.
he's intelligent, not wise. Like, no, what are you talking about?
You remember it this spring,
Oh yeah, that time. Yep, that time. I
a
remember.
few weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
The first
Well,
time, the only
I
time.
met him again on the boat a couple of nights ago.
Oh, you did? Wow.
And he said that I had to look back to go forward. And I think that's maybe what he means, because she is a part of my past. I don't recall everything quite clearly. Maybe things will come back to me, but she was definitely a part of my past a few hundred years ago.
That's weird. Okay.
Shit.
Say that again,
Drink.
Azalea.
Oh, I said I thought I had problems. Shit.
I mean, everyone has problems.
Not your problems though. Those are weird. Those are
You're
very...
weird.
I'm gonna throw my ale at him. He catches it perfectly in his mouth.
Make a reflex save, Tor.
Nat 20, bi.
As a matter of fact.
Which would give me a 42. Or no, sorry, a 40.
Almost.
Yeah, if it would have been fortitude or will, it would have been 42.
Yeah, but you're able to it's not a lot left, and you're able to catch it and swallow it, so to speak. But yes, you now you're out of ale, Azalea, and the pitcher is just about empty. It's at the very bottom.
Well, if you're just going to try to waste this stuff, I'll just finish it off.
Before you, well, I mean, are you leaving? When do you leave? Here, take this, and I'm gonna hand Tor the Silver Skull amulet.
Wow, what is this?
Makes you undetectable to undead, but you're undead, so maybe you're invisible to yourself, or
I'm
I don't
not
know what you
undead.
are. Oh, okay.
I'm
Well,
alive.
regardless, undetectable to undead. You just gotta interact with it. Lasts about 10 minutes.
Wow, this will be fantastic help. Thank you so much, Danny. I don't know what to say.
You can start with thank you.
I did start with that.
Or I'm not going. Like, I mean, you could always, but okay, whatever.
Look at it this way, Danny. It's going to be a bit for you before you can get to hell. To be honest, it's not a place you go
Is that
lightly.
a short joke?
Go with that attitude.
No, it's not. And this is only going to help refine my skills. And by the time I return to you, Rashog willing, there will be nothing that can stand against us.
By the time you return, Azalea and I will be crime lords, and Cyra will have a pet. I don't know, pet. What was that thing that we just saw? The
Green.
big angry dog.
Badger.
Wolverine. There we go.
Yeah.
Well, then willing, will hopefully be a spot for me. Rashag doesn't care if it's a crime. She's quite neutral to things, as long as the undead are put back in their place.
Maybe you could be one of Danny's new servants.
I won't go that far. He has to pay.
Yeah, I wouldn't phrase it that way. You, on the other hand,
Me?
what?
Oh, we're
No,
gonna
I
be
didn't-
rival. Are we gonna have to be rival bosses now? Is that what's happening?
No, just kidding, just kidding. Anyway, man. All right. Well, when do you leave?
That I will have to discuss and find out. Hopefully not tomorrow, but because I'm not quite ready to leave yet. But it could be. I do not know Rashag is planning.
Yeah, likely. Then convenient. I don't know what he plans, but yeah, okay.
Rashag is a she, but
Oh, now we're making everything gendered, huh?
yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to pick a fight with you because you're leaving. It makes me feel better.
Well, that would be a poor idea on your part.
A battle of minds, not a battle of
Oh.
arms.
Well, okay. Well, good, because I don't want to have to fight you.
I'd pay to see that.
Jeez.
And as you're all kind of having this discussion, and the sun is really truly set now, and the stars are starting to peek out, and even the towers, the silver towers, are glittering with the starlight. And Azalea, as you're kind of just sitting there listening to this back and forth, you can see that there's at the far end of the porch, there's a raven just kind of sitting at the very far end of the porch, just watching you. It's not saying anything.
I'm gonna wave at it.
Yeah, so as Danny and Tor are engrossed in their conversation, it kind of nods a little bit. Doesn't say anything. Just looking at you.
I'm gonna poke Danny. Better get inside or you're gonna get eaten. I'm gonna
What?
point at the raven.
Do I notice the raven now too?
Yeah, you guys pointed out, and yeah, there is in fact a large raven.
What does it look like?
Is this raven familiar to me?
As you look at it, I mean, you'd have to get a little bit closer to it. A lot of ravens look fairly similar.
So, yeah. Hey! I'm like yell, like talk to it
Uh huh.
and start to approach it.
Yeah, it doesn't
Is
move.
it? Hey, did you tell me to go fuck myself once? Was that you?
Oh shit! We're about to have raven for dinner.
It very stoically just kind of stares at you, cocks its head a little bit to the side,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and it just like as you get a
I'll
little bit
do it
closer,
again.
it just turns around, and it just kind of dives off the railing down towards the water. And you all watch as you kind of peer over the railing, as it kind of swoops kind of down across the water, the water top, and then comes back up toward the balcony, and then kind of shows its belly as it does a flyby. It goes, "Fuck you!" It just kind of just flies by.
Damn it!
Yeah.
You hear a very slight commotion.
That's twice.
Come
I
from-
want some butts.
It comes with slight commotion from the stables, as there's a little bit of neighing and braying as the raven seems to fly that general direction, and then everything calms down after about a minute.
I don't
Nice.
think that bird likes you, Danny.
No, and I don't like it. That's for sure.
Wow. They must have poor taste in people then.
Ah, thank you. Still mad at you, but whatever.
And so at this point, is there anything you guys wanted to do before you went to bed?
I'm going to chill out until after they leave.
Okay. Danny?
Nope, nothing.
Okay. Azalea?
Not just gonna go to bed. Apparently, I don't know anything about anybody right now, so.
Okay.
Danny,
Jira's talking
I'll
to mules. Danny's talking to birds. Whatever Tor's got going on. Just gonna go to bed.
Danny,
One point I
I'll
am.
get you up in the morning around sunrise if you want to go fishing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right.
Cyra, what you gonna say there?
Oh, at some point I'm gonna come down just for food, but take it right back upstairs.
Yeah, you don't see them. You don't hear any of the commotion. It's pretty quiet. You don't pass anybody. The woman at the bar very quickly kind of hands you some food, um, and then yeah, you guys are able to kind of sleep through the night peacefully. And
Want
we're
to after they leave
Okay.
and stuff, I want to go get paper and a pen and write "I'm sorry" on it on parchment or whatever, and then I want to wrap up some of those dandelions and leave it at Cyra's door,
Okay.
and then I'll go to bed.
Okay. And as you kind of all go to sleep after Tor, you had kind of completed this last act anyway for the evening. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah,
So
I was nearly there.
yes. So the evening passes without any particular issue. No, none of you have any crazy dreams. None of you are visited by otherworldly entities or worldly entities. You all sleep relatively peacefully through the night. You guys awake in the morning. Those of you who need to prepare their spells and alchemy take their hour or so to do so.
Yeah, I'm trying to wake up, like I said, around the AM or whatever, and get Danny to go fishing. Kind of as the sun's coming up, go fish off a bridge or something down in the river.
Yeah, and the way that the the inn is built is there is a dock that extends from the inn, so you could presumably just go down onto that dock, or you could walk around if you wanted to. Azalea, you don't really have anything to prep in the morning.
Nope.
But as Tor and Danny kind of go down to the dock and fish, there's some other workers there that kind of wave and say hi and go about their day, get up on their boats and go out into the river. Azalea, is there anything you wanted to do in the morning? You just gonna go get breakfast, or?
Yeah, just gonna go eat. I got nothing special going on.
Yeah. So you wake up sometime after both Danny and Tor do. They get up at like the crack of dawn. You sleep in a little bit more. Cyra, you also sleep in a little bit more. And by the time Azalea goes downstairs, you're preparing your spells and whatnot.
Does she see the note I left her?
As you open the door, there is in fact a parchment that is rolled up by the door.
With dandelions in it.
Yes, there are in fact dandelions in it.
There are dandelions. Do I recognize the handwriting? I'm not sure if I would.
You've seen me write before.
Have I?
That is. Wait, when did that happen? When did you write before?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was
haven't written anything
you
before.
haven't. Yeah. No, you really don't. Just says I'm sorry, and there's just a bunch of dandelions there.
I have no idea what this means.
You're.
It begins the spiral. I don't go very far, but I am concerned. And so I make my way downstairs.
Yeah, Azalea's
Yeah.
down there. Yep.
Yeah.
Why do I have flowers and a note?
I don't know. Not mine.
Do you know what it means? Oh,
What
you
does
can't
it
see my
say?
you can't see my little supplicating hands. It
What does
just
it
says
say?
I'm sorry.
It probably means they're sorry.
But what happened? Why are they sorry? Who is sorry? Listen, yesterday was a really long day and I can't handle this today.
So maybe somebody else wrote it. It wasn't me.
Okay.
Maybe ask Danny or Tor. One of them might have done it.
Okay. I'm just gonna eat.
Maybe it was the mule. I'm gonna look at her.
Stop that! He doesn't have digits. He can't write. And he couldn't get up and down the stairs, even if he could.
He could use his mouth, and maybe he asked Danny to deliver it to you.
Danny wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you're right.
What if these weren't meant for me? Should I... Is there anyone else here?
We
There
don't know
is in
anyone
fact
else here.
one woman wearing a black cassock with long silver hair and copper
Oh my god.
flecks, and like kind of
Sorry.
tarnished gold skin.
Maybe you should assume it was from the two people that we travel with
But
before
what
we
if it
go
was
into the
for
strangers.
someone else? No, no,
Maybe you should
no.
ask the people you travel with first, and then
They're not
eliminate
here.
that. I don't know how to help you.
All right. I'm just going to eat in distress. And that is what I do.
Stress eat. Got it. Okay. Cool. Sounds like a good idea. Danny and Tor both roll survival checks, please.
I survived pretty well. 28.
24.
Okay. That
Where
is
are we
good.
fishing?
You're just off the dock. Yeah, you guys catch a couple of there's some trout up here. Yeah, you catch a couple. There's like two of them that are sizable enough to like actually keep between the two of you.
Yeah, this one here, this will be good eating, Danny. Feel us up pretty well.
I mean, raw or cooked?
I mean, you can have it however you like. You eat raw fish?
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Plain. Why wouldn't you? I don't know why everybody doesn't eat raw.
Well, like to flavor it and get that kind of flavoring cooked into it.
So, what are you gonna go do?
Well, I don't know. Did you hear the rumors of the necropolis on the streets when we were in Carthos?
Yeah.
Well, been told that they need to be investigated. That needs to be cleared out.
So,
Not quite
What,
a champion of Rashog, but it kind of seems that way. But you know what she has demanded, I feel I have to go and do.
it's I guess that's fair. I mean, what are we gonna do?
That's a tough question. I'm not sure that I can answer that one.
I don't feel like we can go to hell without you.
If there's any way possible, I will make my way back or meet you there.
Ah,
I definitely am looking forward to bonking some devils on the head if they think they can try to kill us. That was just rude of them.
maybe we could find a way to make a lot of money and become really powerful and maybe run this town. Yeah, I could do that.
I believe you can. You have the skill and the cunning. And I'll still be proud to know you.
So you guys kind of spend your time catching some fish and kind of having this discussion, and the sun fully comes up, and the day is warm, but there is maybe the promise of some clouds on the northern horizon, though not that you can really see it. But the rest of you, the other two, are kind of downstairs eating. Tor and Danny, you kind of head back up into the inn with your catches. You see the other two in there, and you also see Kalaria as well.
Laria, come join us if you please, and meet our other associate.
And you see her like kind of jump almost again, as if she's seen a ghost, and it kind of comes back to her like, "Oh right, you're not really dead." And so she gets up and she walks over and she smiles, is thankful, and she sits beside the four of you as you kind of settle in, and she nods to you, Cyra. She says, "I'm Kalaria, a long time friend of Torrigal's here.
Of whose?
She gestures
Say
to
that name again.
Torrigal?
I'm gonna turn and look at him.
Yes, that is the formal name.
I learned a new thing today. Hello. I'm Cyra.
It is very nice to meet you. I'm glad to make your acquaintance. She is kind of digging into her breakfast of greens and pan-seared fish in the morning and some eggs as well. And go ahead.
I was gonna say, I produced the letter. I found dandelions and a note under my door.
And she looks at it. She says, "Oh, that's."
Oh, this was to the table.
Oh.
I'm sorry, not to her.
Well, she
specifically.
still looks at it. She says, "Oh, that's Torrigal's handwriting. I've seen it many times."
I'm gonna reach up and grab a dandelion and eat it.
Why? Did you do something?
Yeah, they're tasty. They're good. What? I mean, sorry.
They
Well,
are
but I mean,
dandelions.
they're edible. Fine. Does everyone want a dandelion?
I do not. I have this fish.
Ah. What are you sorry for?
Or past aggressions.
Ah.
And also, I'm apologizing before I leave.
Where are you going?
I must go to the necropolis, back down the river, across from the free country of Karthos,
You're leaving us.
for a time. But Rashag willing, I will return in time to conquer hell.
So you are done with us.
Hopefully not forever. At least, I'd like to see Danny again.
And Kalaria reaches out and kind of pats you on the shoulder there, Cyra. And she says, "He will be back, just for a time. He and I have other things to attend to, I'm afraid. Another journey that will hopefully, perhaps,
I'm done.
aid you in the coming days."
I know of your stomach for whacking the undead, so wouldn't want to drag you guys into that anyway.
I'm gonna excuse myself. This is I'm not ready for this.
Where
and
are
I
you
just
going?
go back upstairs.
She gets up and...
No, I start to go upstairs, but then I'm actually going to walk out the door. I don't have anything with me. I'm gonna start in the stables and then just go.
Okay.
I don't really have a name.
Hey, go check on Calvin.
Out the door.
I nod vaguely.
He's not going to check on Calvin.
Nah, she won't. It's okay.
Kind of a name is Calvin anyway.
And
I don't know.
Should assert your dominance and change his name.
No. And actually, I'll take a minute to collect myself, but then I will come back in and pretend to be a normal person.
So,
But yeah, they can talk for a little bit, and I'll just come back.
yeah. Okay. So, as she kind of walks out the door and kind of pitter-patters out onto the cobble street, it's quiet. It both in here and outside, and you can see Sonia is behind the bar today. You can see her eyes just kind of just above the bar. You don't see the other woman, whatever her name was, and you guys,
Whatever her name was.
yeah, whatever her
Fuck
name was. The other four kind of... Clarice is very clearly uncomfortable with the whole situation, but her resolve has already been steeled, and so she's uncomfortable, but she kind of eats quietly. She knows that there's a little more here going on than she had anticipated, and considering that Cyra had missed last night's discussions, it's a little bit that's clearly going on that she wants to kind of let happen. Is there anything you guys wanted to talk about or do or what? Obviously, Cyra is outside at the moment, so.
No, I'm going to give him my fish to cook. Then I'm going to eat it when it comes back out.
Okay. So you hand over your fish to Sonia. Danny?
I'm gonna go check on Calvin.
Okay. We'll get back to you. Danny?
Sorry, I was looking for a map.
Been shared with you on Google.
I know, that's what I was looking at. I was like, where's the shared with documents? That's why I wasn't. I'm sorry. Unimmersed.
Unimmersed.
Unimmersed. Didn't you
So-
draw this thing? Like, don't you have your own map? Jeez.
Right? The Kobold. So, Cyra went outside.
Uh-huh.
She didn't come back yet.
Uh-huh.
What is Azalea doing?
We'll get to that when after we figure out what you're doing, my guy.
Oh,
hey.
aha.
All right, cool.
We're going in order here.
Ooh.
I'm going to. Gosh, man, I don't know. What would I do right now? Well,
WWDD.
You could eat your
What would Danny
fish.
do?
I don't know. Yeah, what
I'm
would
gonna
Danny do?
eat my fish.
Yeah, eat it raw.
Eat my fish.
Okay. Azalea? Oh,
Bye-bye, Danny.
Oh, that was weird.
Sorry.
No, you're good. What are you doing, Azalea?
I mean, I'm just gonna sit here and like watch the chaos because I've got nothing to contribute. But
Okay.
seems to be a lot going on for everybody else. So I'm
Yep.
just gonna like be there.
Okay. Cool. So, Sarah, you're having some emotions, and it takes you a minute to really kind of like figure out even where you're going. So you kind of had a couple of harsh blows for the past couple of days, and you gotta decide to go to the stables, and then you kind of come back, and you want to go back inside, but you kind of find yourself locked and maybe walking in a little bit of a circle out in front of the Shoreline Inn, and it doesn't take you very long to kind of make up your mind to go back inside. And let's see. I need you to make. Why is this not working? Stand by. There's a thing that I'm gonna have to make you do.
Okay.
I need
I'm
you.
just gonna preface it with I'm embarrassed that I like kind of made a scene. So my goal is to like go back inside. My plan is to go back inside and act like nothing's wrong and everything's fine and nothing happens. So that's what I intend to do.
Okay. I need you to make.
However, how I succeed, we'll see.
I need you to make a will save, and I need you to make or to give me your athletics DC.
Ooh.
So athletics plus 10.
So, 9 for my athletics DC.
So it'd be. I'm sorry. So it'd be 19. 9 plus 10.
No,
Oh, you have a -9 athletics?
a -1.
Oh, wow.
Oh shit.
Because I can math.
Yeah, I can't math clearly. Okay. Well, that's easy
Yeah,
enough.
'cause
Okay.
I'm in my armor, so
Yep.
the thing is, wow. And then a 16 on my fortitude save. I roll a 5. I'm not.
It's
really
a-
sure, like that's what it is.
I meant to say will save, so just redo the math on that one for
It's
me.
actually the same math,
Oh.
so it's still 16.
Okay. Cool.
Alvin gonna start talking in common.
No.
That
So
would truly break me. What's happening? I don't know.
stand by.
I know.
I just want to make sure. Okay, cool. Yeah, so there's a very, very slight breeze here, and as you're kind of struggling to come to terms with the fact that you've made a scene, and maybe you want to go back, and trying to build up the courage to do that, but also like, and you have feelings and you're wrestling with them.
Everything is awful.
There's like, you realize there's nobody around,
Oh God.
and then for half a second, there's a scent of like mold or rot or something,
Oh no.
and you just see darkness close in around you. Okay.
Please understand that if the darkness closing around me isn't unconsciousness, I'm going to freak out immediately.
Oh yeah, no, you're it's not unconsciousness. You take 12 points of poison damage and
Wow.
5 points of bludgeoning damage as you are enveloped in something.
You just got
Give me an
roofied.
immediate message. Help! 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 And literally just those words for as long.
And
as
you
that's
just hear
and I'll find out.
you just hear
You just got roofied.
in your mind, which is even worse, a weird kind of woody sound, like a pulpy voice almost. It's really weird. It's like somebody
I
talking
don't
through
like that.
grits. And just,
Someone talking through
Thief.
grits?
it's really weird. Yes, it's gravelly and it's gross. It's thief. The rest of you hear help, 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 help in your mind. I need you all to roll for initiative.
Do I roll?
I have rolled for you.
Got it.
Ooh.
Hate that.
28.
Oh, nice.
It's plus perception, right?
A
Yes.
firm.
24.
Okay.
21.
4, 21. Okay. I got that's fine. I will just use this one because that's as close as we're gonna get. Okay. And then she will have to be that one. Sure, why not? Okay.
Yeah.
So that'll be there. Just to show that, and then the thing, whatever that thing may be, is there. And then, as you guys all kind of like jolt with surprise, Kalaria realizes that there is something going on. So she will also do poorly on her initiative.
Oh.
But still better than Cyra, and that's what matters.
I thought for a second you said Kalara. I was
I
like,
know, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Where? She's
Who?
back again?
yes. Okay. Let me adjust the camera here. As Tor will be the one going first, and Tor is it'll take one movement to get outside of the inn, because you guys are fairly close to the door as it is. I presume that you're going to run outside in the direction of Cyra.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk because I'm convinced it's just her. Like, oh, the donkey's talking, something like that.
Okay. So, Tor, you step out through the door. And the mini here is a jelly, but it is not a jelly. It is, in fact, something that none of you have ever seen before. It's like a... It looks vaguely humanoid, very vaguely. Mostly made of wood. There's mushrooms kind of growing on it. It looks almost like a log that somebody had picked up in the woods and then drew a face on it almost. But here. There you go. That's what it looks like.
Time to chop some trees.
So Tor, you have 2 more actions. There's nobody out on the street. You don't see Cyra, but you do see this strange monster, as Cyra is inside the monster.
And I suspect that she is in the monster.
Based on the help, 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 and the crap. Let's see. You also need to make a will save for me as you kind of move
Okay.
out the door.
Nope. 14.
Okay. You are now frightened 1, and Cyra, you are also frightened 1. You're just inside this creature as well. So, but yes, you may continue with whatever
Well-
you wanted to do. Not that you could really do too much of anything now that you're frightened, but
Let's see. What does frightened do again? Grip by fear and struggle with controlling nerves. Status penalty to all your checks and DCs. At the end of each turn, frightened can decreases by 1.
Yep.
Okay.
So you're currently
Sweet.
just frightened 1, so you take a -1 to stuff.
Sure. I'll use my next action to rage, and then I wish to attack.
Rage.
Well, I'm too far away to attack it, right?
Correct.
So,
You are 15 feet
um,
away. There you go. Where the hell's rage? There's frightened.
I'll just yell at her and or yell at the creature, unhand her and come fight me, and I'll just kind of stand my ground.
Okay. There we go. And raging. Okay. Danny, it is your turn. You are going to take 1 movement to get outside.
Get outside.
Okay. You are outside beside Tor, and you see this strange wood creature.
Distance to creature 20.
5, 10, 15, 20 feet. Yes.
Alchemist fire.
Okie dokie. Go ahead.
Natural 20.
Oh snap!
Wow.
Burn that creature
So
down.
that's a 33 plus 10.
Yep.
So 43.
Yeah, that is a critical hit, my friend.
Attack
I would
plus
say
1.
that definitely hit. So
Yes,
what,
it is a critical hit on top of that.
So okay, so as far as damage goes, I just
Roll,
rolled
add it all up, and double it.
Yep. Or roll
Oh.
twice, whichever one
Yeah.
that you normally do.
But you get to add the plus 7 and 2e.
Yes.
Or
yes.
plus whatever
Okay.
modifier.
Yes.
So 16 plus 1, 17. So, it's not great, but 17 fire damage. 17. I'm sorry, 17, 18, 19, 20 fire damage. I'm sorry. Yes, 20 fire damage plus 3 persistent fire.
Nice.
Okay. I need you to also make a will save. Sorry, I'm a little behind on that one.
My bad.
The worst.
Mm. 21.
21. Okay. You are also frightened one.
Okay, so still a critical. Everything's
Oh yeah,
fine?
yeah. No, everything's fine there. You would have gotten a -1 on that, but you still rolled a natural 20, so it does not matter.
Cool.
So you're good there. I'm trying to find my other frightened ones. There it is.
That means it would have been a 42
Snack.
Snack.
attack.
And
You're muted,
Who?
Slugger.
oh,
Not.
Oh.
Well, not muted. Sorry, my mic was just too far away.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear what you said, so.
and
I said a quack.
I'm sorry,
You're a quack.
Tor and Cyra. I actually lied to you because I misread something. You are both frightened too. Only Danny is
You're
frightened
the
one.
worst.
I know, I am the worst. Azalea. Actually, nope. Sorry, Danny. You have one more action.
I do, and I'm gonna throw another alchemist fire at it.
Yes,
Okay.
burn it down.
Go ahead.
Minus 5 or minus 10?
-5.
Penalty.
Just fine.
Oh, so minus 6 really, because frightened.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Yep.
15.
That is a miss. But you still do the splash damage, right?
Up to you.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad of a miss. So yeah, you can do the splash damage.
Okay, three additional fire splash.
Copy. Okay. Cool. Neato, it's Azalea's turn. One action to get outside.
I'll go outside.
Okay. I also need you to make a will save.
Alright, here's to hoping. Well, alright, that was almost okay. 21.
You are frightened one, just like Danny.
That's weird. I hate that.
Okay,
I'm
you have
gonna throw
two
my dagger
actions.
at it.
You okay? Okay.
Oh yeah, I have to roll to attack.
Yep.
Oh, hold on, I have to add frightened, otherwise. Condition. Frightened. 1. Oh, I hate that. Okay. God damn it, why am I like this? I dropped it, I had a hole. It's fine.
Yes, why are you like
It's
this?
fine.
I don't know what's happening.
So I'm sorry. So what did you get there?
I have a. I don't know. I dropped it on the floor because for some reason
Alright,
I
well.
decided to roll it on the table instead of in the dice tray that I had.
Well, re-roll it.
It's fine. I need to find it.
think she has to
Give me
go
a
get
second.
Oh. Oh.
The
Don't
problem
get
is the
lost.
way worse
Don't
than
wake up in the depths of hell.
Yep. Yeah, that would be rough. Okay. Oh, there's so many things I'm learning just right now. Let's see.
Wasn't as far as I thought it was. Hold on.
Okay.
Almost lost my phone too. Having a good day. A 24 to hit.
That's a hit.
bitch. All right. Well, I mean, it's not great because it's still only a D4. Oh, great! And I rolled a 1. Okay, so I do
Good job.
5 piercing damage.
Did that include the -1 from being afraid?
Does it? I take a 1 to
The -1 to attack.
Shit.
2
Well-
attack? Yeah.
Okay, I just wasn't sure.
But not to damage.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Not the damage. That's fine.
Okay, yeah, that was included because I have frightened on
Yes.
here,
Right.
so it's already
Yeah.
Her dagger is not frightened.
Well, that's
It still
that's
does
true.
the same amount of damage.
exactly.
That we know of. Oh god.
So, yep. I'm assuming that's. Oh no, I have one more, right?
You have one more action. Yep.
I'm going to. I think I want to get next to it. Let me just run up next
Give it a
to
hug.
it.
5, 10, 15. Okay, you're up next to it.
Yeah, well, because as long as. So I got gang up, so as long as Tor gets close to it, I get all of my sneak attack damage on all my attacks. Because it's counted as flat footed.
Yep.
Me,
I love it.
get close to it. Nah. Have fun.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Cool. So you're frightened, drops by 1. Danny's drops by 1. And so now Cyra and Tor are just frightened 1 now. Okay, so because that happens at the end of each of your turns. So, but the monster's turn now, and seeing that there's somebody right in front of it.
Wait, so does my frighten go away now?
Yes, it does. Yep.
Okay.
It's going to attack you, Azalea, because you are right next to it.
Yeah, I
And
figured.
it uses one of its limbs, and it's going to just it's like a branch. It just fires it out at you like a spear. I mean,
Oh,
as in
that's
it's
not
it's
cool.
throwing its arm. It's not like actually removing anything.
A
It's,
projectile.
it's not actually a projectile. What's
Oh.
your armor class?
23.
Okay, so it's a
Nice.
hit, not a critical.
Damn it.
Also,
Regular
better.
old hit. Yep. You're going to take
Hopefully not a lot.
24 bludgeoning damage.
That's a good bit of damage.
And
It's a lot
then
of damage.
yeah, that's a lot of damage. Then you watch as the flames on its body, it actually seems to gather, kind of like it pulls it down towards its outreached hand, its other arm, and it just like makes the fire bigger. And for one horrifying second, you all realize you're standing in a cloud of spores, and the spores explode.
That's terrifying.
With all of you in it, so all of you get to make reflex saves, which you automatically fail, Cyra.
That's what I was worried about.
Yep.
27.
30.
Nice.
I'm going to use my point.
Okay.
And roll that again.
Uh-huh.
Well, it was only marginally better. 22.
Okay, so Cyra and Azalea both fail.
Yep.
You guys take 27 points of fire damage.
I rolled a 4. I
And-
rolled an 8. So,
Tor and Danny
hold on.
take
How much was it?
27.
27?
Yep. Tor and Danny take 14 points of fire damage. And all of you have 4 persistent fire damage.
Wow!
And at this point, Claria steps through the door. There are no more spores, so that's cool. So she doesn't have to make a will save. And then she is going to cast, just seeing all of this, and seeing, like, hearing like an explosion, seeing the fire through the door, seeing all of you on fire, she's going to cast Vital Beacon. I'm sorry, she can't do that. It takes a minute. Never mind. She doesn't have time for that. I had a plan, and then I didn't read it, so that's what I get. Let's see.
Good job.
She is instead.
We have
going
never done
to-
that before.
Yep. Yeah, right? Never, ever. Never, ever, ever.
Nope. Never.
Never ever tried to abuse the rules to our advantage.
Never.
We would do that.
Never
Yeah.
had a plan and then realized it wouldn't work.
Willful
Yep.
ignorant.
Yeah, never. In this case, because I'm not like that. Okay. She's actually going to reach out to Tor, and she's going to touch you on the arm. And she's going to say a prayer. She says, "You are protected from evil." She casts Circle of Protection on you.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not like dying over here. That's
because
neat.
she is using some things to do there with that, with her, and also Tor as she kind of and Danny as she kind of runs out in front of you. You realize that her boots, her feet are kind of like glowing a little bit. It's a little bit of almost like a. It's weird. It's like a shadowy glow. But you realize that they're making her faster than she normally would be moving. Um, and let's see. So everybody within 10 feet of Tor gets a +1 bonus to AC, um, and then it becomes a +3. Um, or such creatures that directly control the target attacks made by some creatures. Okay, yeah. So you guys get a +1 AC bonus against it. So there you go.
Nate, did the thing take its persistent fire damage?
As a matter of fact, the fire went out on it, but it seems like it used the fire to its advantage, and
Okay.
it is unscathed by the giant explosion that it was standing in.
Sweet.
But yes, so everybody within 10 feet of Tor, which is just Tor, Danny, and Kalaria right now, all have +1 AC against this creature because she's warding you against evil. Evil. But okay, so now it's Cyra's turn. So, Cyra, you have to hold your breath, or else you suffocate. Let's see. Reduce your remaining air by 1 round at the end of your turns, or by 2 if you attacked or cast any spells. So you can attempt to escape, or you can attempt to cut your way out of this creature. And
What
you,
will I have to roll to attempt to escape?
that would be escape. So that'd be thievery, or no, it'd be athletics. I'm sorry, athletics,
Okay, then
or an
I'm-
unarmed attack, or acrobatics. One of the three.
Oh, I'll use unarmed attack. That seems wisest.
Okay. What's your Constitution modifier?
Decent. Standby. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Focus. I messed with things. +3.
Okay, you currently have 8 rounds of air.
'Kay.
Continue.
So unarmed attack. Sweet. 25.
Okay, so you. Okay, yeah, so you lose 2 rounds of air as you attack this creature, but you realize that there's a gap in the wood, and you're able to kind of like pull yourself out.
Thank God.
You are
I
still.
just imagine this is like Ace Ventura.
Yeah. Though you're still frightened 1, you have 2 more actions.
Cool. I am going to move further away. Sorry, I'm nearly dead. Not nearly dead.
That way or this way?
I'm going to move like 45 degrees to, as we look at it, to the northwest. Thank you. There, that direction. Because I'm trying not to be far away from people.
Okay.
I suppose I have range. So
Go about
nobody
there. Yep.
cares. And then I will play Inspire Courage.
Okay.
So +3 to all the things. By that, I mean to hit, to damage, and saves against fear effects.
There you go. Tor, go ahead.
But now.
Your turn, Tor.
Wait, I want to move so that I'm helping to flank this creature.
5, 10. Oops. I'm going to knock all these off of you. 15, 20, 25.
Sweet. Now it's time to chop this tree down.
Go ahead.
That'll be a 34 to hit.
That is a hit. A critical
yeah.
hit, as a matter of fact.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Go ahead.
That will be 24 damage.
24 points of damage, okay?
Actually, 26, because I'm using the Retribution Axe, and I think I get a +2
yes, yep, that's...
to attack to damage. Yep. So,
There you go.
sweet. And then I shall choppy again with my third action.
Go ahead.
And that is a 29 to hit.
That is a hit.
Fuck yeah. And that's 16 damage.
Nice. Okay. It is Danny's turn.
I'll quick bomber throw another alchemist fire at it.
Burn it down, Danny!
Okay.
Well, I think that would be
Oh, and Tor, you're no longer frightened.
I was just about to ask that.
22.
Yeah, so you throw this bomb, and it misses, and it splashes next to Tor, but doesn't get him.
And then I'll attempt to put out the fire on me. Just padding, going crazy. Give me an extra.
Yep.
Extra roll at it.
So that was my bad. All of you should be taking persistent fire damage. So
Yeah, how much?
4 points, and then you guys can roll to try to get rid of the persistent fire damage.
Be a flat DC 15. Maybe?
Yes, flat DC 15. Yep. So except for Azalea, because it's not her turn yet.
But it's just the whatever we roll for the 20, or do we add
Yeah,
it
it's
to-
just a flat.
Okay, nope, I still have persistent.
Okay, so you're
I rolled a 9.
okay.
A 9er.
Niner. So yeah, you take 4 points of damage. Cyra, how did you do?
I'm so sorry. I didn't have an action to get rid of it, so I just.
Oh no, you're right.
You get to roll at the end of your turn regardless. I think.
Oh, okay. I'm
Like,
so
you
sorry.
can take an action to do it anyway.
Oh, do it twice. Okay. Yeah, I rolled an 8, so I just took the damage.
Fair enough.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to put it out, which gives me a roll,
Yep.
and then you get a flat DC 15 roll anyway because it will burn out or won't be effective anymore
After
or
you
whatever.
take persistent damage, roll a DC 15 flat check to see if you recover. So yes. So go ahead. You get the action to do it to see if you don't take the damage.
Okay, 18 on the action,
Oh.
Okay, so you put it out before you take any real damage from it.
and I think that takes 2 actions, so I think I can't do anything else.
That might be the case. I'm actually not sure.
To assist, oh, you can take steps to help yourself recover or an ally. This usually an activity requiring 2 actions, and it must be something that will be reasonably improve your chances.
Yeah. So yeah, you stop, drop, and roll. Pat yourself out. You pop back up.
I was about
Good
to say, I'm
job.
not prone, am I? Okay.
No, you pop back up. Okay. Azalea, now it's your turn.
I'm gonna switch to my rapier
Okay.
and try to stab it.
Yep. So you take an action to draw your rapier. Your second action to attack. Go ahead.
18 plus 17. 35?
Yeah, that's a critical hit, especially because it's flat-footed to you.
Alright, so it does 1d6, but I double it because of the critical, right? Or is it the critical specialization is what I get?
You get both.
Do both.
Well,
Yeah.
if you have the critical
Which she does.
specialization
Yeah, she
thing.
does.
Which I
okay.
do now, yeah.
But yeah,
Okay,
you added your modifier too before you double it. So you're plus whatever to your D6.
okay, so 6 plus 7, so I maxed it, is 13, doubled is 26, and I get an extra 1d6 precision because it's flat-footed. What did I say it was? 26?
Uh-huh.
26 plus 4, so 30. It takes 30.
Okay. Yeah, and you hit it, and as you hit it, you realize that something that Tor hadn't really noticed before. But as you strike it with your rapier, it actually seems to move parts of the woodier, harder parts of its body into the way, and it blunts some of the damage. But you still seem to have done a pretty good hit.
Okay,
You have one more action.
cool. I might as well try to hit it again. Yeah, let's try to hit it again.
Okay.
Noticeably less good. So I take a -5,
Correct.
right?
It's a rapier. It's a -4.
Okay. Hold on, math is so hard right now. So 17. I rolled an 11
Uh-huh.
plus 17 is 28 -4, so 24.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, cool. All right, so I do 6 again, plus 7 is 13, and it's still flat-footed, so another d6 for precision.
Uh-huh.
So plus 4. So 17.
17 points of damage.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, it is not exactly happy with how that works.
I take my persistent fire damage.
Yep. So take your 4
Aw.
damage and then make a flat check.
I really hope I pass this because I'm not doing great. Nope. I rolled a 4.
Okay. So on its turn, you watch as it almost like a wet dog. It kind of shivers and then shakes, and all these spores just emanate out of its body. Let's see. I need everybody to
This is how I die.
make a fortitude save, please.
Not the first time.
Okay.
Don't suck, don't suck, don't suck, don't
She's
suck.
God damn it! I rolled a 2.
She passes hers.
31.
Very nice.
13.
Nat 20 for a 41.
Nice.
I was suffering, so it's for the best.
30-20.
Okay. So Azalea and Danny, you guys aren't able to kind of hold your breath, and you breathe in a bunch of it. You guys are sickened too.
Gross.
Wait, didn't Cyra get like a 40
I'm sorry,
something?
I meant fucking Azalea and Danny. Did I say Cyra? I'm sorry.
Okay.
I did not
Okay.
mean to do that.
Don't worry, I wasn't listening because I knew I passed.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I assumed it was me because I definitely failed.
Yeah. So my bad, everybody. Do I not have sickened in here? I thought I did. I'm sure I do somewhere.
God damn it.
I do. I found him.
Okay, I was like, I just seemed reasonable.
I found one. I have one, but that's fine. We'll just throw that on her there.
I didn't know how to balance how
No, it's
many.
okay. I didn't know how many I needed.
More of everything, because we might all get them.
Apparently. So
Where would he put them?
yeah. So you guys are sickened too. Which to be where the hell did I put the? There we go. My cheat sheet.
Damn.
So
You take a
sickened.
status penalty equal to its value, and we can't willingly ingest anything, like potions.
Yeah, you can try
While
to
we're
retch to save against the effect. And on a success, reduce the value by 1, 2 on a critical success. Okay. So yeah, you guys are sickened too, and you guys take a bunch of damage. So
Okay,
I don't
I'm
like
gonna
those
be
words.
fucking dead. It was nice knowing everybody.
luckily, the rolls were not that high. You guys take 11 points of poison damage.
Okay, so there should be 3 total sickened rings. So
Okay, I'm sure
Fun fact.
I'm sure they're hiding, and I can find them.
they're super sneaky.
That's deafened.
Someone
My
needs to learn how to
AC is
sort.
good. Why do I keep getting hit? I hate this. It's fine.
AOE.
It's fine.
But
'Cause
yes,
You didn't hold your breath.
that's right. So, in that case, you took all the damage. Are you down? Because you keep making it sound like you're going down.
No, I'm very close though.
Oh, okay. Well, it's going to use its last action to probably make sure that happens. So, because it's not happy with you, because you keep fucking stabbing it. So, got a natural 20.
Oh, it was
That's
nice
cool.
knowing you.
Okay, so it's going to.
I don't like that at all.
Just assume I'm gonna be dead with this next hit. If it's anything more than 8,
Yeah,
which it
that's,
is.
that's going to hurt a lot.
That's okay. We don't have to see how far you go into the negatives.
12 plus.
yeah, because it stops at 0, right?
You
And then it's
take-
just dying.
You take 32 points of bludgeoning damage.
Well,
As
God.
you had come in and stabbed this creature, and it just bursts with these spores, and it turns around and just fucking backhands you in the face, and you all hear just a
Ah.
nasty
You like it.
crack of bones as she falls to the ground.
Oh, I'm not
Dying
prone,
one.
Dude. That's cool. Yep.
Only
Yes.
dying one.
Only dying
she
one.
didn't get mega killed, right?
So now her, actually, she's already in front of the creature, so
Yeah.
that works. Don't have to move her anymore. And now, because you can't willingly ingest anything, it is Kalaria's turn. Who is, oh no! She just
no.
sees you go down there. Let's see. That is not super helpful to you. And she actually, yeah, she wouldn't know how much health you have. So before you actually go down, you watch as she triggers a quick motion with her scythe to cast a reaction spell, and she says a prayer to Vishaug. And though you still hear the nasty crack as this wood splinters and breaks across Azalea's face, you all watch as Kalaria takes like a physical blow to the face as well, and she ends up taking half of the damage, not knowing that you would just still also go down. So that was her reaction for this turn. Now it's going to be her her turn. Still seeing that.
Talk to you later. I'm dead.
Just go take a nap.
Yeah, as Kalaria takes 16 damage, she
dirt nap.
is going to she's going to cast. Oh boy, what is she going to cast? She's having a bad time here. Does she know heal? That would be pretty awful if she didn't know heal.
Worst cleric ever.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's not really in her wheelhouse.
Neat.
She does have it. So she's going to move over to you to kind of try to shield you a little bit. She's going to cast heal, and heal is a D8, I think. Let me just make sure. D, E, F. No, not N. I want to go to H. H for heal. Because my book is like, oh, you wanted to skip 7 pages? Yes, sure.
You know it.
Let's see. 1d8 hit points. Oh, actually, so she's going to go back over here so she can do more healing. So she's going to heal you by 16 points. She maxed out her roll.
Nice.
You are prone. You are sickened. You still have persistent fire damage. But you are only wounded 1, so there's that.
But I'm not dying. That's what matters.
Yeah, that would have been bad, because then if you hadn't, done a save or anything like that, you would have taken... I'm just not even going to put the 1 on there. You know you're wounded 1. So that's her turn. Cyra, it is your turn.
Sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and use a 3rd level spell,
Okay.
and I'm gonna cast Soothe.
On Azalea, I presume? Or yourself?
What? Of course on Azalea! Alright.
I'm going to soothe myself.
34.
Nice.
Wow! That's a lot of
Put
health!
back into fucking cheap.
Yeah. Well, I rolled an 8 and a 9 on a d10.
Yeah.
The other was a 5, so it wasn't bad.
Still, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very
Sweet.
nice.
And then I will just continue playing, and that's my whole turn.
Okay.
Cool now. That's cool.
You
Tor?
what?
I can move around now. That's cool.
Good, good.
Tor, it is your turn.
I don't like that very much. And my first strike will be a 24.
That's a hit.
Sweet. And that will... Oh, nice. Almost maxed that out. 20 to damage.
So, Tor. How do you want to do this?
Oh, you think that's funny, huh? And I'm just going to start chopping at the base and just let it chop and like shrink down and just cha 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 cha.
And so,
Burn it, Danny!
as you're chopping at it, and it actually reaches out to grab you, and all of you here in your heads, you just hear thieves, and it just kind of crumbles and kind of falls apart into spores and fungi. But you all are
What did
able
it
to
say?
kind of-
Thieves?
Yeah, thieves. Yep.
The hell is it talking about?
Is Azalea still on fire and throwing up?
She is in fact still on fire.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I should probably
We should
use
take
it.
care of that.
Yes.
to-
So, Tor, you take 4 points of damage. Cyra, you
Roll a
take 4
19.
points of damage. You put it out, Tor. Cyra, go ahead and make a flat check.
I rolled a 4, so pretty sure that's a no for
You
me.
take 4 points of fire damage. Roll it again.
A 3 this time.
You take 4 more points, and then another
Let
4.
me help her.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
want to assist.
Okay. You can go put her out. Azalea, go ahead and take your 4 points, and then make a save, please.
Oh. I want to go over and help Azalea be unsickened and unpoisoned and shit with
Yeah.
I
medicine.
got a 15. Does that
Yes.
count?
Yep. So you still take
Okay.
the 4 points, but
Yeah.
and then
Okay. I'm on
Cyra,
fire.
you get the fire put out between you and Danny there.
Neat.
And okay, cool. Now, as you're kind of healing that, or trying to heal Azalea, I need Azalea and Tor to make reflex saves.
Because we're still okay. That's fine.
17.
25.
Okay, so Azalea, you managed to roll away and take only half of the damage, but Tor is too focused on helping you, and he's like, "Wait, where are you going?" As you roll away. But the
Thanks for the
creature,
heads up.
the creature explodes in a ball of fire and spores, and you guys will
Or
take.
persistent fire damage.
Hold on. Tor, you take 8 points of fire damage, as well as 14 points of poison damage. So, Azalea, you would take half of that,
So 4
I will
points
also
of
treat
fire,
myself for poison damage.
and
Or
7
And
poisoning.
then
points of
how
poison
much on
damage.
poison?
7. Yeah, because 14. Yeah, 7.
So 11 total. Okay.
Yep.
Well, back down to not doing great, but I'm not terrible. Just less than half.
And then at this point, as you guys kind of like roll and back away, there is in fact a cloud of spores hanging in the air here.
Yes, I wish to no longer be in the
Yeah.
sphere of spores.
You guys back away. Kalaria is going to cast heal again. You get 14 points of health there, Azalea.
Okay.
I believe that gets rid of wounded, I think. I actually don't remember how that condition
The
goes
wounding
away.
condition ends if someone successfully restores hit points to you with treat wounds, or if you are restored to full hit points and rest for 10 minutes.
Well, that has not occurred yet, so.
Yep.
So yes, you can try to treat wounds there, Tor. Now that that thing has
Am I
exploded.
still sickened, or
That's what I'm trying to cure for you is
okay?
your sickened condition.
Hmm.
Trying to treat
Yep.
your wounds and stuff.
There you go. Yep.
Still not feeling great.
Azalea, you can try to throw up. That might help.
Yeah, I'll try that. What do I have to get?
A number.
Oh, it's a fortitude save.
It's a fortitude save. Yes. Danny, I believe you're also sickened, are you not?
I am.
Yes. You can also try to retch if you want.
I got a
failed.
25.
Okay. You are sickened 1 instead of sickened 2. Tor, you can roll
Is
your.
that a success or a critical success?
It's a success.
Just a success, okay.
Tor, you can try to treat wounds. Danny, what'd you get there?
I'm gonna use assurance.
Okay.
So
I,
Gives it a 15.
I got a 16.
Okay, so you actually fail to retch, and you're still sickened too. And Tor, your assurance is not enough to quite heal this condition. You're not sure what the hell is going on here. All you know is that she's having a bad time.
Having a bad time.
Can I retch again?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to throw up one more time because I'm still sickened 1.
Nat 20, so 33.
There you go. You are no longer sickened at all.
27.
And yeah, you're not sickened either.
All right, neat. Still wounded.
Yeah, that is true. At the moment.
Wait. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same. Treat myself for my wounds.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to do your normal however many hit points you get back from that. I honestly forget.
2d8.
There you go.
Seven and 1. So 8 points.
Nice. And then we do sickened can go over here. Very nice. Is there anything else you guys want to do while you're out in the street?
This
The
has
hell
been
was that, Cyra?
horrifying. I don't know. I was just like kind of turning in circles because I didn't know where to go, and then it was dark and it called me a thief, but I haven't stolen anything. This is the worst town ever.
Can I try to figure out what it is
Sure.
since I fought it? I
Yes,
don't know,
you
maybe.
can try to do that.
What can we roll for this thing?
You can roll a nature check.
19?
You have no idea what this thing could possibly be.
Yep.
Have you seen such things, Clara?
Calaria?
Claria?
Calaria, she just,
How do you spell that?
Calaria.
C-L...
Calaria.
Calaria. There we go.
Calaria, yep.
Sweet.
I chose the confusing name on purpose.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh yes, this is how I'm going to DM from now on. It shows my true height.
Yes. Let's go, Napoleon.
Yep. Hey, Napoleon was 5'6", just like me. That's a
Which
little
was
too low.
average to above average for that time period.
It was, especially for French people, which I happen to be one of. Anyway,
That explains a lot.
it doesn't it though? Yeah. So the creature lays slain. It says, "No, I've never seen such a thing. Nor it called you a thief. It can speak. I didn't hear anything.
In my head.
Did any of you hear anything?
Yes, I heard the same thing. Although I'm not sure what we could have stolen.
From a mean, angry tree.
At this point, the spores kind of like settle, and kind of disperse just on their own. So it doesn't seem like it needs to affect you. But you all hold your breath anyway, just in case.
So, could I suspect this is like a wood golem or something? Like some sort of magical construct?
Maybe this thing is strange in that it was made of wood and fungus, but Danny, even for you, it seemed to have maybe been smart enough to like even use your fire. Maybe it was very strange. It may be magical in nature. You're not sure. You can try like an Arcana check or something, or an occult check, one or the other, to see if it's magical. But like, I mean, it's mostly just burnt cinders. Go ahead. Nat
Yeah,
one.
I failed.
Nice.
Maybe, yeah.
No idea.
Can I roll Arcana?
You can try, sure.
Actually, I'll roll Occultism.
Mhm.
Not great. 17, sorry.
This could be maybe not like a construct, as kind of like a maybe some creature of the forest, like an actual living thing. But honestly, you have no idea what the hell this thing is.
Sarah, what did you steal from the woods?
Didn't even go in the woods.
I mean, what?
You all
You must
heard
have
it
stolen
called.
something.
You all heard it in your head as it died, except for Kalaria.
You think
Oh
it
my
could be
God,
a gift
it's
from our
talking
friend?
about the mule. I knew it was too smart.
We paid for the meal.
Can't pay for people. That's slavery and it's bad.
The meal
See-
isn't people.
And I didn't technically steal anything. I mean, the skull pendant there. I mean, we were attacking that place. It's not stealing. It's
Salvage.
just the rules of battle, right? Like war spoils or whatever. And I found a mirror on the boat and see, and I'll pull out the mirror and be like, "It's just a mirror. I found it. I didn't steal it. It's not like I took it from someone. It was just like laying around boxes and stuff."
I mean,
This is
theoretically, somebody would have owned that, right? Somebody paid for the goods.
Yeah, but to steal it, you must take it from someone. Nobody had it.
That's not what that means at all.
I'm
I'm
over
not
here
here
like,
to
no,
argue
you
the
have a
morality
point.
of it.
I mean, yeah, steal to take from someone. Nobody had it. It's doesn't matter.
Someone owned it, so they had it. It was theirs.
Then they should have kept it on them. That's their problem. That's their fault.
Back.
Anyway, this is just a stupid mirror. This thing is not. Look, it's not special. It's not like this wood thing came after us because I took a mirror.
Did it?
I mean,
At this point, you have no
I don't
idea.
think we can prove that.
Can I roll an Arcana or something, or an occultism check on the mirror?
You have
Detect
detect.
magic.
I was like,
I'm
you
gonna
have
detect
detect magic,
magic.
don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a
I'm gonna
magic
detect
mirror
magic on the
for
mirror.
sure.
God damn it, Danny! You stole a magic mirror.
Oh, wow. Glad somebody
Oh.
checked it out. It's been in my pocket for a while.
What does it do?
I look at myself in the mirror, and
Is he
Just look like a
transported to
mirror?
the Shadowland of Zelda?
Can
Huh.
I? What can I roll on this?
You could try an occultism check.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Or-
Very nice.
Also,
Very
Kalaria kind of like, as you're trying to go over whatever the hell you may or may not have stolen, she kind of herds you all together, and a burst of magical healing comes off of her, and you all heal 32 points of damage.
nice. That makes me full up.
does not make me full.
Jeez,
So
how much
I'm-
health do you have?
I'm sorry,
I was down at
I can't do any more.
Out of what?
72.
Oh, I'm at 90 out of 90 now.
22.
74, and I still died.
I wish to treat Cyra's wounds
Okay.
with my healer's tools and stuff.
Yeah, you
I'm
can.
gonna
That's
wiggle
5.
away. No, it's okay.
get
I'll
9.
take care of it myself.
You get 9 points.
I'm wiggling away. I'm trying to wiggle away as he does this.
Yeah, Kalaria seems to take note of your wounds and just like stands behind you and like grips you on the shoulder. She says,
That's
This is-
awful.
"This is for your own good. Just let it happen."
You're not my mom.
And like even as you squirm, she kind of like grips you a little bit tighter. Like it's not great. It's not great. But you get the impression that medics sometimes have to be rough to heal you. So she says, "Take Rishaug's boons where they come from." And now
No,
you.
you're leaving us. You're leaving us soon anyway. We have to get used to doing things without you because you're leaving us.
Then accept this as my parting gift.
I already gave me dandelions that Danny ate.
Danny did eat them.
I did.
So Danny, was that thievery then, since they were hers and she had them in her possession?
Yep, I ate a
Okay.
dandelion. It could have been after us because of the dandelion. It's a nature spirit. You don't know. And hey, there's all kinds of things. I mean, technically, you didn't pay for the air you're breathing, or, I mean, we've all stolen something. I mean, what magical being delineates between like a severe thievery and like a minor thievery? I think thievery is thievery, right? It doesn't matter. So, we're in objective black and white here. It's not my fault, is what I'm saying.
Probably.
Probably could be, but
I don't know what the morality of it is.
technically, if you want to go down that road, that necklace is stolen too. So you better throw it away.
Like I said,
Sorry.
I'm not here to debate the morality of it.
I roll Arcana.
Just curious of why, not
On the...
The mirror.
Oh, that's right. I
You
did.
You
did.
got a nat 20 if
She
you
did.
put them on the mirror.
Yeah.
That's right.
Thank
you.
It appears to
None.
be it's got like you're not sure of the exact spell on it because it's powerful, but it's different. It appears to be some sort of viewing mirror, but it doesn't necessarily have the normal scry spell on it. Any way that you can see right now, it doesn't make sense how it works. You know it's magical.
Is
You know you can see
Watching
things with it.
us?
It doesn't appear to be that sort of viewing mirror. It's not like watching you.
Okay.
It's not scrying on you. You're fairly
I was like,
Fairly certain-
Is someone looking through the other side?
This
of
is
it,
like the first.
watching us?
This is like the first confident thing you felt for the past couple of days, and you're like, you're damn confident that nobody's watching you, and that this thing is used for viewing something, but you have no idea what it is because you looking at it as you are right now. It looks like a damn regular mirror. Even as Danny's kind of like flashing it around, like there's no ghosts appearing in it. There's no apparitions or anything. You're not seeing through it. Things that are
Mirror,
it's
show me
reflecting
my
properly.
mother. Does anything happen?
As you say this, and Tor is like binding your wounds. No, it's just a mirror. Doesn't say anything. Nothing responds. No, the gems on it don't glow. Yeah.
This is the worst day ever.
Worse than yesterday?
And at this point, the barkeep sticks her head out the door.
I didn't get eaten yesterday.
Um,
That's fair.
What the fuck are you people doing out here?
Chopping firewood.
Hey, you steal anything lately?
Roll a diplomacy check.
Just asking.
Asking for a friend that we chopped up.
Natural 20.
What? No. What? Why would you ask that? What? What is this pile of burning fungus in my? What is happening here? Could somebody
I
please
don't know,
explain to me what's
man.
going on?
You know as much as I do.
And Sonia rolls out the door, in next to the barkeep, and she rolls down the ramp, and she rolls up to it, and she's gonna make a really poor check. Honey and the barkeep step out after her. Make a much better check. And as you guys watch these two people go over the remains of this creature, you realize that these people were probably adventurers at one point. They know exactly what they're doing. They know what they're looking at. They are very careful not to touch it with their hands. And they confer fairly quietly. And Honey sniffs it and seems displeased. And they turn to you after a little bit of discussion. And there's a certain worry on their faces. And the barkeep speaks up. She says, "I don't know what any of you did, but you have done something terrible enough for this creature to come after you. This is a monster of, well, I've not really ever seen one of these, more than once anyway. But legend has it that this is not just one monster. It knew where you were, it found you, it hunted you down, and it's a being of fungus. It's living, it's alive. But this one is now dead, thankfully. It will come
Yeah,
back.
I know. It almost took me with it. What is it?
It will come back, and there will be more. These things are monsters of, well, they don't even really have a name. We've come to call them the spore assassins. Well, I haven't seen one in nigh 30 years, really. But they, whoever has access to this creature, they create more of them. It's a fungus. It's so difficult to destroy. We killed one ourselves many years ago, but I've seen nothing like this one. This one seems to be a stronger variant. Clearly, it did a number on you with the explosion and she just kind of gestures to all of your burnt clothes. Um,
That was him, though.
well, either way, these creatures are not weak to fire. Though they're made of plant matter and fungus, they use fire to their advantage. I would recommend you avoid using such things. And she can see the splattered glass on the cobbles of the alchemist fires that you missed with earlier, Danny. I would suggest perhaps using something else other than fire. These creatures react, they grow, they learn. And whatever, these creatures don't necessarily have a mind of their own. The last time that we found one of these things, somebody had found wherever they are created and sent it after us. I would presume then that whatever this thing is has been sent after you, not just followed you. And did it say anything to any of you?
Something about thieves.
Could just a powerful or rich person send it?
Perhaps.
Hypothetically, we might have offended some rich people.
Azalea, what did you say?
It's just saying, oh, it said thief or something. Don't know what that's about.
But make no mistake, they were bad people. I'm talking literal murderers.
Well, really, it is just as your friend here. I'm not here to debate any morality. And Sonia speaks up, and she says, "Look, no matter who you've offended or didn't offend, whoever has access to wherever these creatures are created or bred or grown. I don't know. She's the nature one. I don't know. But whatever the case may be, this thing is, until you find the source or whoever is sending them after you, they will continue to come after you and they will find you. I presume that some of you breathed in those spores. She
God
kind of
damn
takes
it.
the silence as an affirmation.
I just kind of stare at Azalea.
Well, don't trust that you can stay hidden from these creatures. They will find you. I only hope that, well, you stay safe and prepare yourselves to be ambushed at any time of day, at any time of night, in any place. And she looks around, and you realize, as they're now guards, like guardsmen, city guardsmen coming up, not to you, but you realize that there's a bunch of corpses kind of maybe 100, 200 yards out, like in the road, of just people who may have just gotten in the way. And you watch as the guardsmen, like, walk up to them, and then you hear boom, 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 boom through the city as the corpses begin to explode in clouds of spores and fire, and like there's just people start panicking.
That's wild.
As it seems that this creature may have perhaps laid traps for whoever was coming after it, or just in general passing by. And they just kind of look, they kind of lean back, kind of nod to one another, and they say, "You are all right. We'll go take care of this." And they wheel/run off, kind of out to the west. There seems to be some things going on over here. And you see there's a majority of the guardsmen kind of on the east, and there's griffins now coming down towards the other guardsmen and the explosions that are going off. Most of it is going off kind of to your east. You count maybe 15 or 20 explosions, and it kind of goes dead quiet in the city.
So if we get rid of the thing we stole, will they just go away?
I think that's how it works, dude.
I don't know. Maybe. Well, I mean, we stole a lot of stuff. It's hard to narrow it down. We got a fur coat. We got a bunch of ledgers. We got the skull thing, the mirror thing. Where'd you get that spyglass that you gave me? I don't even remember.
Bought it.
Goggles.
She did buy that one.
We stole all kinds of stuff. Well, maybe not spyglass, but we stole all kinds of stuff. I don't even know if we can narrow this down. We might have to just like
After
deal
the
with this.
spore incident, I don't think we're just going to be able to hawk the goods and move on.
Good, because we don't even know what good it's based on anyway. Whatever.
Yeah, if you find out how or who to go after to stop this, I'll definitely lend my blade. Send me a message.
Did it call you a thief?
I heard it as well.
Hmm.
I think it's just after us as a group.
Maybe we should all split up.
Split the party. Split the...
4 ways.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great when all of you
Starburst.
die. Slowly, one by one, hunting each of you down. In your weakest moments, just open and just dead.
Yeah.
Absorbed by the fungus.
Turned into a thrall to kill your friends.
Oh God.
And at this point, you see a certain particular-looking gnoll walking up the street. Captain Brine Grinder. He's just kind of going for a stroll, looking around. He's not really sure what's happening.
He's like, I love the smell.
And he walks up to you guys. Ah! I see you got burned a little bit. I was wondering if this had anything to do with you, but maybe you just got caught up in it. Either way, Lady Lighthair, it is about time to go. And Kalaria just kind of looks to you, Tor. Well, it is about that time.
I suppose it is. Well,
Yes, the brilliant barrel is on its way. Oh, you're coming with it. I thought I'd gotten rid of you. Well,
You only wished.
I'm afraid
I'm
that
here
you
to
can
make
catch
all
us
your
more,
nightmares come
catch us
true.
more fish, and perhaps we can fight off pirates together. It's always good to have a mate on the open sea. It'll be good. It'll be good. I'm excited. And we go faster downriver.
Yes, it'll be good. It'll be good times.
Miss Lighthair here has paid me quite a beautiful sum of a certain amount of coin to take her and, well, perhaps any passengers she came with. I guess she's picked up a stray. Interesting. But either way, it'll be good to have you aboard.
I'm gonna like kind of try to subtly nudge Danny. Like this is your chance to give back the mirror. What goods are you taking upriver now? Downriver. Sorry, words are hard.
Oh, downriver. Well, people, obviously, and we've picked up some seeds that we can plant for next year. Well, we as in whoever the hell I sell them to. And we have some other things. We dropped off all of our iron and silks and whatnot, so it should be fine. We picked up a number of potions from the Scola Medicinae. It's fine. We've got many things. We're going to make some pretty penny. It's going to be excellent.
Hey, who'd you deliver silks to? I only asked
why do
because
you
a box fell,
Uh-huh.
and it opened, and there were silks in it, and I put it back in the box. I don't know if they got
Roll
like, jumbled up
deception
and they don't
check.
look.
Danny's not lying. What are you talking about? Fucking love this game.
21.
Yeah, he just kind of like eyes you suspiciously for a moment, and he just shrugs and says, well, the one, let's see, well, we were probably taking them, there's a couple of places that they were going, I would
This is where you
suggest,
make shit up.
the Scola Medicinae, Saint Agina's,
Paddington.
Saint Agina's, just up the way, and he kind of points, like west, the Apothecary Folks. You want to look for Apothecary Folks. That would be some of the silks. The others, well, I mean, some went to the Font of Magic, up the way a little bit. Well, down the way, I suppose, over his shoulder. Owned by a gentleman named Cassius Maximus Tullus. He might be able to help you.
Say that name again.
Cassius Maximus Tullus.
Like tall? Just tall?
Tullus.
Oh, not as interesting.
I mean, I guess you could call him that. I don't know how he much would. Either way,
Everyone's tall to you.
not a big deal. And many of them went to the Ares. The Ares for livery for the barding and whatnot for the Griffins. But yes, that's where they were delivered to. I'm glad that you were able to make sure that the goods didn't get destroyed. At least there was no complaints on my end the past afternoon and morning. So thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you're very welcome. Very welcome.
And well, gather your things. Do you need me to carry anything? And Kalaria says, "Well, no. I think I'll gather everything. Just I need to go to my room." And she kind of steps inside, and steps away from the group, and Brangreiner kind of looks around for a second. And he sees that maybe not everything is quite right. And he just kind of like steps back, steps back, and he just turns around.
We'll be along shortly. I know how to get to the ship.
Do you know anything about spore assassins?
He turns around. He goes, "What the fuck is a spore assassin? That sounds
I don't know.
ridiculous."
That's what they called this thing, but it was kind of like a tree, and it ate me, and it was what had the spores, and it was not weak to magic. It was awful.
If I were the tree, I wouldn't have let you go. You're a morsel. But otherwise, no. I think I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Clearly, she wasn't that tasty.
Apparently,
I cut my way out, I will have you know.
clearly weak. Not you, the tree, you goo.
Oh, I was like, I will stab you, your knees, which is about all I can reach.
They're
They're important. People value their knees.
That's true. I suppose that's true. And he looks around awkwardly for a moment. He just turns around again.
All right, short stuff. Continue to be the group's compass. And don't let Azalea do anything she shouldn't. I just pat her on the head. Then I go and just take care of Azalea. Continue to do the things that you do. They're entertaining, I think. Got her rope the next time you get a chance, I guess. Um, but yeah, I guess I'll see you in hell. And then I'll turn around to Danny and I'll just pick him up and be like, "You've been a good friend. It's been my pleasure to get to know you. Keep burning things or freezing
Oh
them
yeah.
or
Oh yeah.
whatever, whatever you need.
I'll see you soon. I'll see you. It won't be
Yeah,
long.
yeah. And if you figure this assassin thing out, need to clean up some loose ends, let me know.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure there's a raven that can deliver a message.
The message is gonna be fuck
probably
you,
not
but-
from me. Yeah, just say fuck
Yeah.
you to me, but
Probably not.
So as you kind of release Danny back to the ground, Kalaria steps back out. She's got a pretty heavy pack on. She's kind of using her side like a staff. And in this kind of light, it does kind of look like a
And
shepherd's
I'll walk
crook.
on the opposite side of the scythe,
Yeah, yeah.
away from it.
What she comes up to you and places her hand on your shoulder, Tor, and she looks to the rest of you and she says, "This is not the last you've seen of Torugul Fagan. He comes back from the dead, whether we like it or not, I suppose.
Like a bad
You'll see him
hemorrhoid.
again. He'll be back." And kind of with that, she nods. She says a quiet prayer over all of you, and she kind of quietly turns and walks towards Captain Brangrinder, kind of keeping her hand on your shoulder, Tor.
Yep.
And so
Walk that way.
the rest of you watch as Tor and Kalaria and Captain Brangrinder walk off down river, down toward the wharf, where the brilliant barrel was parked and is presumably still parked. And as they kind of disappear from view, you guys are left standing in the street.
It's emotional. Don't be yawning right now.
Sorry. I did
You
get
should
enough
be
sleep.
sorry.
Sorry, is my dramatic departure not dramatic enough for you?
Yeah, that's right. And as they disappear from view, the guardsmen and the griffins kind of descend from on high to kind of take care of whatever terrible things have happened in the city. And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Yeah, that was fun.